Hi guys, and welcome to another episode of the Boxing Coalition. You know, if Kimo's on the show in the middle of the night in Abu Dhabi, some big fights must be on the horizon. What's happening, Kimo?
What's good, Cam? It's been a long time, man.
We were speaking yesterday. It was, I think, the 2016 review show when we had you on last.
Yeah. I think it was the Drunken Leon episode. That was the last one that we did.
The one that's gone down in history.
It was a legendary one.
It was indeed. Also, we got Hamada on the line. What's happening, Hamada? You might have muted yourself, Hamada.
I think he has.
Yo, what's happening? Sorry, I was on mute.
No worries, man.
Kimo Special, let's do it.
Good to have you on as well. But you're like Kimo these days, man. You only come every blue moon.
Yeah, no, I'm a fucking casual.
At least you admit it. All right, boys. Where should we start, man? Should we start with fucking Thurman Garcia? Should we start with Hail Bellew? Should we start with Pacquiao Khan? Especially with Kimo being up in Abu Dhabi.
Let's start with let's warm up to a good fight, because I don't want Hamada to start becoming a bit negative when we talk about Hey Bellew straight away. So yeah, man, let's talk about the big fight, man. I'm fucking pumped, and I don't know. I've kind of been a little bit quiet until the last week about this, because, as you know, Danny Garcia is kind of like my nemesis, and he's brought a lot of pain to me as a boxing fan, man. I've wanted this guy to lose for a long fucking time. And every time I support the guy that he's facing, some fucking way, he just seems to win. And I don't know, man. It's really hard to go against this guy. I know you and Lim are picking him again, and it's fucking worrying me, but I just can't, man. If I started watching these guys, since their last fight, and I would just compare the style and the skill set, it would be an easy Thurman pick for me. I could literally just visualize Thurman just moving a little bit and just blasting him with fucking combinations. I still think the guy has leaky defense. I mean, I've said it since the first Morales fight, and it's still the case for me, and he's regressed. He's not getting any better. He's moved up in weight. He's fighting a guy that's naturally, well, I wouldn't say he's naturally bigger than him, actually, because they do kind of look around the same size, and DSG is a big dude, but he punches hard for the weight, Thurman, and he's got a diverse skill set. And again, stylistically, you look what Garcia has struggled with. It's anybody that's giving a little bit of movement, a little bit of angles. And if Keith uses his jab a little bit, throws in combinations and then moves away, I just cannot see how Garcia is going to win the fight. Now, he is a tough motherfucker, so is he going to hang in there for the full 12? Most likely, but I think Garcia is going to be hit clean, man, and that's going to fuck up his face. We've seen that in numerous fights. He cuts very easily. Cam, you can say he's going to cut very easily, but it's I don't know, man. Again, this is logic speaking. So this is me just breaking down the fight, but for some reason Garcia fights never never go according to logic. So I'm still torn, man, but fuck it. We got to roll with one time. I love everything about this guy. I'll talk a little bit about that later, but I'm rolling with him big, man. So, Hamada, break it down.
I hear what you just said about Garcia and that, but I just can't look beyond Keith Thurman to get the victory on Saturday. I just can't pick Danny Garcia. People saying, so much question marks around Thurman and stuff like that, but we've seen Garcia lose twice already. Thurman ain't lost. Thurman might have had bad moments in fights, but that's part of boxing. That's what happens. You get hit with a good body shot, you're gonna feel it. With Luis Carlson, that body shot was a perfect body shot because he threw it while Keith Thurman was throwing at the same time, so he didn't even see that punch coming. So obviously it's gonna do some damage. I mean, he got caught in that fight with what's his name? What's his name? The guy that was running around Vegas topless. What's his name again?
Soto Cross.
Yeah.
The gangster.
Him. Yeah, he got hit by him and he done a little wobble, but that's part of boxing. Like, Danny Garcia nearly got stopped by Lamont Peterson late in that fight. If there was 2 or 3 more rounds in that fight, like, he would have got knocked out because Peterson put it on him them last 2 or 3 rounds. And I don't know, I've seen Danny Garcia lose before and I've seen him struggle with certain styles. And I just think if Furman gets it right, the game plan right, uses his athleticism, moves around Garcia, gets off his power shots, moves back out. The only thing I can see where Furman might struggle is if he gets into trading with Garcia at mid-range or even, I don't think Furman's the type of guy that gets up close and fights on the inside, but if he just keeps it at range, moves around, gets them power shots off, keeps moving, it's going to be a long night for Garcia because you all know Garcia's got awful footwork. He can't cut the ring off to save his life. It was terrible in the Lamont Pearson fight in that aspect. And I just don't think he can do anything with Keith Furman. And I don't know, I just think I can see Furman knocking him out, but I think Furman will play it safe and go the route that he did in the Bundu fight and just box for a decision. I don't know, I just don't like Garcia and Angel and all the stuff they've been saying, and I just hope Garcia loses, man, because Garcia at this point is a dickhead and I just can't stand him.
Yeah. Kim, I don't know if we're getting a bit of interference from you, that's why I hung up and called you back. Quickly.
Well, what were we hearing? Where was it?
It was like a helicopter.
It
was like your helicopter was landing on your apartment block, the one that you own. So, I don't know. But Kim,
well, let me know if it's happening again.
No problem. Quickly, when you started your preview of the fight, you said you and Lim. Was that directed to me? Because I'm picking Thurman, I'm not picking Garcia.
Oh, sorry, man. That's my bad. I thought you were also picking Garcia. Maybe it was somebody else on the show that was. Maybe was it Naota that picked DSG? I'm not sure. Anyway, yeah, I know Lim is very skeptical of Keith, and yeah, I don't know, man. I agree again with everything that Hamada says, and this is all according to logic. This is all according to what we've seen from both of them as a fighter. So I don't know, man. I can honestly picture a knockout as well. Not a clean like knockout because Garcia has a terrific chin. I mean, that's one thing I gotta give it to him. But he gets hit very easily, and if Thurman starts teeing off, I can see him being hurt, and eventually maybe leading to a TKO. One other thing that Hamada mentioned as well, like if you look at the fighters that have had a lot of success, you know, against Garcia. I mean, even Zab Judah in the last few rounds was like teeing off on the guy. You know, like Herrera was busting him up. Lamont Peterson in the last rounds was quite incredible, actually. Those last few rounds were some of the best of his entire career. I mean, he was schooling Garcia. That's not an understatement. That's like what happened. He was fucking schooling him. He was just walking forward, not respecting his power. And just busting him up, man. So it's like Hamada says, people talk a lot of shit about Keith, about, he's vulnerable, but he's never really been in that much trouble, man. I rewatched the Soto Caras fight. That was one, I think, right hand that landed. Keith did a little bit of a hop, and then he was right back at it. If that's your definition of being vulnerable, then I don't know what the fuck you're talking about.
It's crazy, isn't it? It's crazy, man. How people just...
Yeah.
I don't know, man. They hold on to these little small things. It's a fight. Sometimes you get hit. It happens, man.
Yeah, but the way he recovered was actually really good. I mean, a lot of people like to say about Thurman that he tends to just, you know, get on his bicycle and starts... You know, gets a bit gun shy, but that's not what I saw in the Soto Caras fight, man. I saw a guy that got hit, stumbled a little bit, and then straight away started just moving and firing off combinations. I really don't think that the dude is that afraid of getting hit. I mean, we saw the Porter fight as well. He was standing on the inside, trading, getting hit as well. He's kind of diverse. I don't think he deserves all that criticism from people where they say, oh, Keith is not the puncher anymore that he used to be, and all he does is just move around and not commit to his punches, and he's just overall gun shy, man. I think that's quite a ridiculous analysis, and yeah, I don't think that really applies to Keith, man. He's quite a diverse guy. So if that's the worst that Keith's done, then, you know, we've got a lot to say about the worst that Garcia has done, man. He's got 2 possible losses on his record. You know, he's been having difficult fights with like an old Morales, with you know, even like Guerrero. I don't think he was that convincing. You know, I don't see a guy that's a lethal puncher at 147. So there's no, in my opinion, and I hate saying this because I'm worried that it's not going to be like that, but there's no fucking way that he can win this fight unless he really catches Keith with like a perfect hook. But even then, he has to knock him out cold. I mean, Keith can come back still and just outbox the guy for the other round. I mean, he's not. I don't think Garcia is going to win the decision. Do you guys see any way that he can win a decision?
No.
There's no way.
I
right?
do.
So, you think so?
You know what is? One sec before we bring him in. One more thing that I was going to say is, like, I just think the Porter fight, in terms of a stylistic point of view, is a tougher fight than the Garcia fight, because with Porter you struggle to get that space and you struggle to get your distance because Porter's onto you constantly. He's very athletic, very strong. Like, he's got a presence about him, and he always gets up close and makes it difficult for you. Whereas Garcia is going to be looking for space, and he's going to look for that mid-range, trying to time his left hook. And that's going to be benefiting Furman, if anything, because the spacing is there for Furman to line up his own punches. Plus, another thing you talked about as well, this is Garcia's first real fight at 147. Like, who did he fight? Malignaggi, that waste of a fight he had last time, the tune-up, and Guerrero. Like, those are smaller guys that have come up to 147. He's fighting a legit welterweight, as Furman likes to say.
Welterweight, yeah.
He's fighting the first legit 147 guy, and like, I think Garcia is a huge underdog in this fight. I don't know what other people think, but I just think it's a tough ask for him, like, in every single aspect. Like, but I just don't think Garcia could win a decision. I agree with you. I think the only way Garcia can win is if he knocks Furman out, pretty much.
Hey, Hamada, why did you refer to Nauta as him? Like, what are you trying to insinuate? That's racist.
Well, what is Nauta? Nauta's a guy, innit? That's what you use the word him for, a guy, right?
I don't know. I don't know how Nauta describes himself. I don't know how he identifies himself. I don't know.
I identify as a Sherman tank. Thank you very much.
No, I got DSG all day, man. You guys are on the Keith train. The Keith train. One time.
No, but what I was.
You don't know the struggle, man. Have any of you guys gone out with your lives without your dad? You know, from the ages of 7 to 10. Have you guys experienced anything like that in your lives? Yeah, I didn't think so.
Do the laugh cry, Lim.
One time.
What I was saying though is I could see Garcia winning a decision based off of being the flashier puncher. You know, if there is an example that shows precedence with this, it would be the DeGale Jack fight and the first Santa Cruz Frampton fight. I think just by, you know, being the guy that looks like he's throwing harder, he could, you know, sway the judges just based off of that. Because, you know, his punches tend to be like more of those wide, easy to see, flashy shots where you're like, oh, like, you know, you could tell that he's really putting everything into the shot. And that's regardless of how close or wide the fight winds up actually being. Because, I mean, to me, it's always been a 50-50, and it pretty much still is, as far as I'm concerned. But I'm actually surprised you brought up the Guerrero fights, though, Kimo, just because I thought Thurman had way more trouble with Guerrero than Garcia ever did. You know, those last, 2-3 rounds, when Guerrero came on and hurt Thurman to the body badly enough that Thurman didn't even show up to the post-fight press comments. You know, when he fought Garcia, a lot of people were thinking like, oh, well, is Guerrero going to be able to do that to Garcia? He didn't do shit to him. I mean, that was a dominant performance from Garcia, like so much so that I think Garcia caught more flack after that fight than he did going into it. Because going into it, I think people thought it was going to be at least a little bit more competitive than it wound up being. Garcia pretty much scrubbed him out and, treated him like just an inferior fighter all the way around. But, I pretty much said it before, and I still consider it pretty much a 50-50 fight. But as far as what Hamada was speaking to, also with regard to the spacing, I don't think Thurman can give Garcia that spacing, because if he's trying to give himself space for those punches, he's going to be in that danger zone, and he doesn't need to be there. And I think that'd probably be the worst mistake, is trying to hook with Garcia at the mid range. If anything, to me, the best way that Thurman would be able to beat Garcia would be to go on the inside and try and rough him up, bully him, try to test that stamina that's been, a bit iffy in the past, and, to really like dig in and just try to manhandle him, so to speak. But I'm not even necessarily sure if that'll completely suffice. To me, I think he's going to have to change up tactics a couple of different times, box on the outside or all the way on the inside. But that mid-range, I don't think Thurman. I think it's possible that he can get stuff done there, but I don't think that it's likely without him getting touched. I don't think he's going to be able to swim without getting wet, so to speak. And if Garcia catches him in that mid-range, I could see Thurman doing those same dances that he did way back when he fought Chavez and Carras. And it's notable to look at the fact that Thurman hasn't fought really any guys that could really punch since those two fights either. He's been kind of kept away from heavy-handed fighters since those two fights. And even with that, Collazo was still able to crack him to the body and hurt him fairly significantly.
Yeah, but Collazo has got power. Look what he did to...
No, he does. But I mean, it's really more that sneaky power. It's like he can catch you with a random shot that you really didn't expect. But with Garcia, everything that he throws, he's throwing hard. If you were to just measure power for power, Garcia hits significantly harder than Collazo does.
Bro, Collazo knocked out a tree, bro.
Ortiz?
He knocked out Victor effing Ortiz, so he definitely has pop. I don't know what you're talking about.
Yo, we got Black Ski Mask Joe, who's been missing. What's happening, Joe?
Chilling, man. Just here, Just, I don't know. Just
nice.
chilling, man.
Hey, great intro, man. Great intro, Ski Mask.
No problem.
Nah, I'm totally kidding. Hey, honestly, Ski Mask, let me say something that is maybe sound a little bit weird. But Ski Mask, we miss you on the show, man. And I know I'm a little bit hard on you sometimes, but I wish you would come back on the show more frequently. So just no hard feelings whatsoever if I talk shit every now and then. We all like to shoot the shit sometimes, but I want you to call in more often, man.
Who do you really miss? Do you miss me, or do you miss El Perro Angulo?
No, I definitely don't miss that. I miss the real Ski Mask Joe, the guy that I met at the coffee shop in L.A. with Cam a year ago.
Yeah, man. No, I see you every once in a blue moon. If there's like a boxing event, so it's all good.
But Joe,
what up, man?
What's your thoughts on the fight?
You guys are talking about right now the Thurman Garcia fight, right?
Yep.
It's gonna be a fucking hell of a fight, man. It's hard to call. Honestly, it's very hard to call. I'm really edging it for Keith Thurman, but I just have a feeling that Danny Garcia is probably gonna time him, and I don't want Danny Garcia to win, man. After I've been riding with Danny Garcia up to the Lucas Matisse fight. I think after that, I kind of slowly died off the hype train for him. After seeing boxer after boxer kind of have dodgy decisions. For example, the Moisés Herrera. Everybody's saying Lamont Peterson, but to be honest with you, you guys got to remember for the first 7 rounds, Lamont Peterson wasn't doing shit until the after. So I mean, that fight is kind of like a toss-up, but I honestly favor it for Danny Garcia. But his reputation of just picking up random ass fighters like Rod Salka. I don't even know who the fuck he fought last. I didn't even get to see that bullshit. But it's just some real dodgy fights that you're just fuck, what the fuck happened? Because everybody was I remember back then when he was on that undercard with Floyd Mayweather with the Matisse fight. That one was I guess you could compare it now to what it would be, right? The Thurman Garcia. Everybody was picking fucking Matisse to just demolish this guy after watching him knock the fuck out of Lamont Peterson, you know? And I have the same feeling in this fight, and I remember, damn, that motherfucker just kind of boxed. Like I think after the slap of Angel Garcia, you know, raised that good right hand, that good right.
Hey, but honestly, Ski Mask, man, I think that's a great point actually, because to me, actually, I think the Matisse fight was a bigger underdog scenario for Garcia than it is now. Because you got to remember, Matisse back in the day, I think he was a 3-1 favorite in that fight. Keith is a 2-1 favorite right now, and Matisse was a fucking boogeyman. I don't care what anybody says.
He was, man.
The way that he sparked out Lamont Peterson was one of the most impressive performances of that year. So
yeah, and then
it still is impressive because who's done Lamont like that since? Nobody.
Just testosterone, man. That's it.
those butt shots.
Exactly. You know those well, right? Because you inject a lot of people with those shots.
Yeah, man.
Nice, bro. Nice.
Hey, but seriously though, like, I don't know. And then when we come back to the Keith Thurman part, like, I mean, there's been so many times we've seen him, like, he knocks out people. We all know that, right? But the thing is like, we see him at fights that's, like, you guys brought it up, the Soto Carras fight. I think he got shaken up like 3 times. I saw that fight, like, I think last month. When he, like, the first round when he got checked right away, and then he was on his bicycle. And then I think later on in the 5th round, he got checked once more. You know, it's just like, I don't know. And then, you know, the Collazo fight, he got, like, rocked right in the abdomen area. And then when it came down to the Robert Guerrero, like, the hematoma that he had on his head, I think a lot of people are forgetting he looked like that guy from Star Trek, you know? But it was just crazy. But, you know, in all honesty, this fight is good, but I'm just waiting for the fucking memes afterwards, man. I want to see who gets fucking, like, crucially trolled on the internet after they lose.
But Ski Mask, if I can just jump in, man. Like, sorry, and I wanted to say it before, but my phone was fucking up. You mentioned about the hematoma, man. That was a big factor in the fucking fight. Like, Keith's head was completely fucked with this huge lump on his head, man. There wasn't anything that Guerrero was doing. So, and he was beating the fucking piss out of Guerrero. So, I don't know why people would say that Garcia's performance against Guerrero was more impressive.
Almost broke his rib.
Oh, come on, Nyota, seriously.
Don't go off those internet rumors, bro.
Seriously, what? That's what they said happened.
Did you see the lump on his head? That was not on his rib.
Yeah. Well, yeah. When he got hurt to the body in the late rounds, and he got his ass whooped in the last 2, and it was holding on for dear life at the end of that fight.
I think Thurman won the 10 rounds and then probably lost the last 2. So I mean, 10 still
he got hurt later. It had nothing to do with the hematoma. The hematoma might have affected him just generally speaking, but the body shot is what hurt him. That was no.
What was your scorecard? What was your scorecard for that fight? Tell me now, because I had it.
I mean, who cares, man? Who cares?
Hey, this is what you call this is what Kelly Ann Conway refers to as alternative facts.
But the thing that I don't know if you guys could agree with me on this, but for some reason this fight honestly reminds me of Oscar De La Hoya versus Fernando Vargas. Like, you know, that fight was so 50-50, man, and like both of them were kind of doing their fair share of trash talking. But then when it came down to the ring, we saw who outshined the other one. And I don't know, I get that feeling that something like that's going to happen in this fight where, like, I don't know, I think somebody's probably going to freeze. Like, I don't know if it's because of the moment or something, or like the pressure of the other fighter that doing more technical skills, but man.
You can't compare those 2 fights, because Jim Ramsey
you know what?
on the call.
This fight reminds me more of the Henry Armstrong Perfecto Lopez fight, the fight back in 1935 at the Civic Auditorium in San Francisco. You guys remember that one?
Yep.
You're fucking reading Wikipedia, man.
No, I'm serious. Like, Perfecto Lopez is DSG, and Henry Armstrong is Keith Thurman. Bro, are you gonna let me make my point? Fuck.
Sorry, bro.
Keep going. No, but yeah, no, I don't know what Ski Mask was trying to make a point of regarding that fight itself, but this is just For me, let me just break it down. These are my 2 cents. I just think I would have picked Thurman, and Thurman is the smart choice to make because he is a better fighter. And I say that completely wholeheartedly. But the thing is, for some reason, I'm picking DSG. Maybe it's because I feel like I'm a cuck, kind of, in the sense that I was all over.
You let him fuck your woman?
No, I mean, let me get to my point. Matisse, to me, I idolize, right? I worship the guy. I had a basketball jersey with Matisse on the back, and I wore that shit everywhere. However, the moment that DSG just completely annihilated this guy, in the sense he just fucked with him mentally, and Matisse was never the same afterwards. I just have so much respect for DSG for some reason, and for me, DSG.
I agree with you on that.
I know this sounds so dumb, but I do feel like he has that certain trait where he can just step up in really big fights and pressure situations, and he could just kind of, go through and just squeak out a decision. I mean, say what you want about some of the, close decisions of the past, but he's never really gotten outclassed in any of his fights. Even the one against Herrera, which I think is the closest thing to a loss for him, it was 7-5. I scored a 7-5 for Herrera, so I don't think Keith does enough things that well to really concern me about Danny not being able to win the fight. So I'm still kind of 50-50, honestly. My brain tells me to pick Thurman. However, I'm picking DSG. I don't know why, but I'm picking Danny.
Well, I mean, the things that Thurman does well aren't the same things that Peterson and Herrera do well. So if he's looking at videotape of I could just do that and beat Garcia, he doesn't do what they do. So he's going to have to pave his own way in terms of finding a game plan that's going to work against Garcia, as far as I'm concerned.
I want to ask Lim a question because you say he tends to step up in the big fights, but honestly, yes. if you take away the results, right? If you look at visually the fights, has Garcia really done that since the Matisse fight? Has he really stepped up in a fight and kind of adjusted or shown a certain temperament where he's really, going into another gear and showing his class? Has he really done that since the Matisse fight?
He kind of hasn't, but neither has Thurman. I mean, Thurman doesn't really impress me all that much either, Kimo, honestly.
Yeah, I mean, before the Leonard Bundu fight, he was talking about burning money.
The fight against Porter, I mean, that's his best win in a long time. I'm sorry, are either of you guys named Daniel?
Yeah, just let him speak, please.
I'm kidding. I'm not trying to.
Daniel.
I know, damn. Ski mask. I'm fucking around with you guys.
If you wouldn't cut out all the pregnant pauses, maybe I wouldn't abort your fucking argument.
Fight.
I don't even know. Gee, I'm going to take it easy on Kellyanne Conway here. But regardless, regarding the just the situation, I don't think Thurman has done all that much either, to tell you the truth. I mean, I know the Porter fight was big on paper, but the fact of the matter is, it was still a really, really close fight. A lot of people scored it for Porter. I scored it for Thurman. But for me, Porter is such a basic level fighter that I think anybody with a decent skill set should be able to beat him or at least control him. And the fact is that no, Danny hasn't really done anything that impressively since that Matisse fight. But for me, neither has Keith. I mean, his fight against Bundu, his fight against Collazo, his fight against even Guerrero. I mean, these are all just kind of average, lackluster performances from a time when he was kind of deemed as this knockout artist, where he was, just KOing everybody. I mean, when was his last KO? Like a real knockout, And I know the same applies for Danny. So I feel like they're in similar situations, which is again a reason why it's a very, very close fight. They're both kind of just at the situation where I don't view them that highly. And this actually just kind of segues directly into my next point, and the fact that I don't think this fight has that much hype because it's been too long drawn out, and these guys aren't really kind of viewed as these high level just kind of killers like they once were in different times in their careers. So that's the reason why I think this is a close fight.
I completely agree with you because I was listening to I think last week's show. You brought it up to I guess when you were talking, you were saying that I guess Keith Thurman was at the time when he was being brought up in HBO alongside with Triple G. He was favored to fucking be the superstar, but then somehow his career just kind of like took a dive a little bit. Not as far as his record or anything like that, any blemishes, but I'm really, like you said, there's like hasn't been any like real knockout afterwards, you know.
Yeah. Yo, this guy.
Yeah, but
was
he
such
also
a-
stepped up in class. He also stepped up in class, right? So you got to take that into account. And
No, of
I
course.
actually, I don't really disagree with you actually, because you're right. In the beginning, when Keith was coming up, and I think it was around the time where he stopped Diego Chavez, people were literally hyping up the guy to
Diego
be
Chavez.
like.
At the time,
What?
everybody was hyping up this bum from Argentina that nobody's ever seen. And then when Keith Thurman went in there, you know, it was kind of like a real tricky fight. But then towards the end, he ended up pulling out that I think what was it? He put him down by a body shot, right?
I disagree, Joe. Diego really wasn't. He became known because of that fight. He wasn't really well known before that.
Yeah, but hold on, because
man.
that wasn't
After
even
Brandon Rios
dude.
was cheating his way out of it, man.
What's your
Dude,
point?
that wasn't
Kimo?
even the fucking point I was trying to make. But anyway, because you
Hey,
interrupted
it's all
Ski
good,
Mask,
bro.
that was not the point I was trying to make.
Hey, settle down, bro.
Yeah.
It's all love
Yeah,
around
yeah,
here,
yeah.
man.
Just let me bang, bro. Come on.
I'll let you bang.
Anyway.
I'll let you bang.
Okay. So anyway, I was trying to say like people were hyping up the guy to be almost, you know, the new king at welterweight. You know, people were talking about
Mayweather was
him
gonna
being
duck him.
Floyd
Yeah.
Mayweather.
Come on, bro. Let him talk.
Yeah, there's too much interruptions today, bro. I know it's a doghouse, but we all need to settle down a little bit. All right.
Nah, it's a fucking
Anyway.
dog war, bro.
I haven't heard you say that in a long time, Ski Mask. It feels good, man.
Kimo,
Why not?
I think.
Kimo,
Why not?
even to your point, that fight with Chavez, that whole card, I remember it was Berto versus Soto Carras and Figueroa versus Arakawa. It was labeled Knockout King, so they were trying to put him on that kind of pedestal of the next big thing in boxing.
Right.
Yeah,
That was
but
a fight in
also,
San Diego, right?
Yeah, exactly. But also, like, I'm a big one-time fan, as you know, but we can also be honest. Like, Keith probably isn't as good as people were hyping him up to be, right? I think if you look at him, yeah, exactly. If you look at a guy like Pacquiao being an A+, you know, like top of the line guy, Keith is probably a level below that, and that's fine, but that doesn't mean he's not good enough to beat DSG. I'm just saying.
No, absolutely not. Like I think Keith. Like I said, I know I sound like such a moron right now, but I really do think Keith. Like my brain tells me Keith should win because he's a better fighter. Like I don't disagree with that at all. But yeah, I mean the reason why I guess I'm being a little bit critical on Keith is I'm just comparing him to the baseline. Like he's a very good fighter. He's a fine fighter. But in terms of like what he was initially hyped up and propped up as, like he was like, if you guys like, I don't know why I recall his early parts of his career so vividly, but when he first fought Zavik at 54, like they were introducing him as this guy that could like fucking murk guys at 54 and somebody that was going to go down to 47 just because he could. Like he was viewed as that kind of monster, you know, and now he's just kind of like this, just, you know, another just high level guy at 47. So that's all.
He fought Zavik at 47.
Then who was the guy that he fought at 54? I know he had a fight at
Quintana.
on HBO. Quintana, yeah, that was the one. Was that before Zavik or after Zavik?
That was before
That was
Zavik.
before.
Okay, so that's what started the train for me, honestly. With the first fight was the Quintana fight that I got introduced by HBO. They were saying like, oh, this guy, you know, can take over both divisions, but you know, he can make 147 or some shit like that. So that's all.
Can I ask you guys a quick question? Like when whoever wins this fight, the outcome of this fight, right? Who do you guys want to see them next? I mean, we still won't know what will be the outcome between Kell Brook and what is this guy? Errol Spence. You know,
You just answered your own question.
I mean, you have Sean Porter around there, still there. You know, you have that bum ass Andre Berto getting like hyphy as fuck for no fucking reason on Snapchat and all that.
Hyphy as fuck.
Is he drinking hyphy mud?
Probably, man. But this guy is
Sorry,
Bro,
but what does that
fucking
mean? Yo,
Don't
Ski
ever
Mask,
bring
what does
up
that
Andre
mean,
Berto.
hyphy?
hyphy, man. Just getting crazy, bruh.
Yeah, get
sorry,
turned. Yeah, you old fart. You don't know what that means, bro. You can't party with the guys like Ski Mask.
Hey, Lim, catch me outside. Catch me outside.
Cash me outside. Hey, cash me outside, bro. I'm telling you guys, I'm in the chat right now. If any of you guys have problems with me or Ski Mask, I got just one thing to tell you. Cash me outside. That's it. However, Yeah, it has to be the winner of Brick versus Kel. I mean, Brick versus what's that other guy? Shit, I'm pulling a ski mask.
But let's say
man.
if Errol Spence wins, right? Do you think that Thurman will still try to duck him, or would you think
Yes.
he'll be like, okay, now it's time to like collect the other belt and then move on from there?
You better not duck him, son. You better not duck him.
Now that'd be a disaster. I mean, that's a big part of the reason why people really stopped believing in Thurman in the first place was the whole thing of like, oh, like, well, like, how about you fight Spence, and then all of a sudden it's like, oh, well, he doesn't bring money, he doesn't draw. After talking all that shit about how.
I agree with you to that point because I remember Keith Thurman. Everybody was really hyped about him until Mayweather started bringing up the whole fact that I think what's that boy with the long hair? Thurman, he should fight Errol Spence. And then after that, everybody on the internet, was following Mayweather's lead. Like, oh, where's Thurman? He should fight Spence. Thurman should fight Spence. And then, I don't know, man. It's just fucking crazy.
You just don't know the business of boxing, bro.
Exactly, bro.
I just want to see a fucking good fight and some good fucking.
You're not in the gyms.
You're not in the gyms, bro. I'm in the gyms all the time, man. I got that access.
All day, every day.
All day, bro. All day.
But what's everybody talking about Chavez over there at the wild card over there training with what is this guy, Nacho Bearstein? What's everybody's opinion?
Yeah. Bro, I live in the Bay Area now, man.
Oh, okay.
No, bro. I've gone to greener I've gone to the greener pastures.
Yep.
Yo,
He's training with Virgil Hunter now.
I'm sorry, but
We'll get to Chavez later, Puto.
Yeah,
let's
Chavez
first
later,
finish this up.
Nah, fuck that guy, man. Let's just talk about this fight in Hay and Bellew.
No, fuck. We'll get to that as well, Steve.
Cam runs this shit, yeah? Cam runs this shit, and we move on when Cam says so, yeah.
Right,
That's right.
exactly.
We all
when Cam
like
says
both
cool.
on like one.
Well, yeah, just regarding again this fight itself, it's one of those situations where again, like I'm just disappointed that it happened too late, and I just think this is fucking. I know I'm gonna get a lot of shit for saying this, but I don't like what PBC does. I don't like Al Heyman the way that he promotes fights, and I feel like these are kind of like the repercussions that you get when you kind of let things just draw out way too long. These guys should have fought 2 years ago.
I don't really get you guys, man. At least you and Ski Mask. I don't know where you're coming from. I'm fucking hyped for this shit. I mean, yes, it could have been done
I'm
earlier.
with you, Kimo.
No, I'm fucking
I'm fucking hyped, bro. This is these guys are still in their prime, Like just because we think that some guys have maybe regressed a little bit. I mean, what DSG is like 28, right? I mean, this is a great fucking fight, man. I'm super pumped.
This is fucking amazing, man. Like, but the only thing that shit is the fucking undercard. That's all
I mean, speaking to that, if anything, I would say like regress in terms of like career progression, maybe, but not in terms of like ability. I still think that they could wind up putting on the best performance either have ever had. When the time comes tomorrow, a lot of times a guy really has to be tested in order to bring those extra talents, those extra gears out of them. And I think there's a very good possibility that we're going to see that tomorrow. We're going to see both fighters at their best.
Lynn, what exactly did you mean with the way they've promoted it? Do you think it deserves more? I mean, what exactly are you talking about?
I don't think you would understand, bro, because you don't understand the business like I do, So
that's true.
I don't know how to explain it. No,
that's why you need to explain it to me.
In all seriousness, though, I don't know. Maybe it's just me being a dickhead, but I think it's like back to the Porter Thurman fight, right, Kimo? I mean, we were there together, holding hands and feeding each other
so
food.
Nice,
and,
man.
Yeah, you remember that, right? I mean,
I was feeding you popcorn and shit. It was really nice.
Do you feel like that?
Shit, you fucking fruit boots.
Yeah. Do you feel like that occasion was maximized in terms of just kind of its kind of, I don't know, its appeal? I mean, I know the crowd was pretty good, but I think both of these guys at a certain times in their careers were like both considered hot level prospects, and I just think would have been made for a better fight at that time. I don't know, man. I just think it's just, from what I've at least collected so far, I don't hear that many ramblings about this fight statewide. And it's on CBS for crying out loud.
I think the reason why they kind of failed to promote it as well as they should have, I think they were a little bit on the if side with Angel Garcia, to be honest with you, because as far as Keith Thurman's side, everybody was hyping the fight. You have people like Ness going down to fucking Florida. You have people doing phone call interviews on YouTube. You know, all that bullshit. I mean, you can laugh on
Bro.
all of it. I mean, it was promoted right on through his side, but you kind of felt like it was kind of quieter on the DSG side, to be honest with you. That's my opinion. And I think it's because everybody was just a little bit too scared of what Angel Garcia might say after that the whole racism rant, and then they gave him a chance, and then he fucked it all over again by bringing up Asians that like smell like cat piss or some shit. I was like, what the fuck is that about, man? You know?
Yeah, dude, that hurt me, bro.
Yeah, man, I'm like fucking Lim smells like fucking Tom Ford all the time every time I see him.
Ah, my man, I appreciate it. You're my favorite caller now, Ski Mask. Fuck. You're my number one, dude. God damn, I miss you. Hey, but in all honesty, I'm not quite sure if there was anything that could have been done. For me, again, it's just the timing of these two guys and just kind of like the original hype that they had earlier on in their careers and kind of where they are now. So, but that's just kind of the welterweight division, in general, though, right? I mean, isn't that kind of fair to say? Like 2-3 years ago, we were just heralding this weight class as like a complete murderer's row, and now everybody seems kind of vulnerable in their own right.
Yep, that is true.
Yeah, but there's still a lot of great fights to make, man. I mean, like Ski Mask said, the winner of Spence and Brooke is going to create another super fight, man. I mean, I don't know if it's going to happen, obviously, but there's still a bunch of killers, man. If you compare it to other divisions, I think we got a lot of talented guys in there. But just to get back to your point about the promotion, I know what you mean, man. I mean, the PBC always leaves a little bit of a feeling that who's typing. Anyway, the PBC always leaves a little bit of a feeling.
Right when you said that guy stopped immediately.
Guilty. Anyway, the PBC always leaves a little bit of a feeling that they can do more. You know, I remember walking around with you in the Barclays Center, and there were still fucking posters of Abner Mares there, even though the fight had been canceled a week ago. You know, it's just you just get the feeling that they're not all in. You know, they're not real like passionate about it, and they're doing all that they can do. Most of what we got here was those weird ass series with Mark Regal or whatever his name is about Keith and DSG's life for 10 minutes, and that's about it. And they had this little all-access thing on YouTube for like 5 minutes per episode. Yeah, and that's about it. You know, they're not really creating a proper storyline around it. But fuck it.
Who is that guy anyway? Mark Kriegel. Is he supposed to be like somebody important? Like how they show it like all access with Mark Kriegel, and then you get this guy.
Don't know he's done more of these.
You don't know who he is.
Is he?
Even do I.
I have no fucking clue who the hell that guy is. Like some random guy that they picked up in New York that like he sounds kind of tough because he has a New York accent, so they throw him in there and said, interview these guys.
That DSG review was pretty good though, bro. You can't deny that.
The AB was better. He's a changed man.
You know.
Yeah.
Oh, we gotta.
Yeah, but he's done he's done one for Chavez as well, which was like an hour last, I think, 2 years ago or something like that. So he's done more stuff on Showtime, but I don't know where he came from. I don't know what his background is and what his relation to boxing is. Maybe the chat can tell us, but yeah, I'm not impressed.
Yeah.
All right, regarding
that Showtime shit is awful. The daily 7-8 minute clips.
Yeah.
All right.
Doesn't say anything.
Man.
Regarding Thurman and Garcia, anything else, or should we move on?
Let's move on.
All right, Kimo.
Yeah, I think we got everybody's picks.
Kimo, I was mentioning to you this week, I think it was yesterday, that my wife never watches boxing, but she actually requested that she wants to watch Hey Bellew. It was a momentous moment for me.
Well, first of all, she is a lovely lady, but I want to also say that I'm very proud of her for this, and you can tell her that. The fact that she wants to tune into the Sky hype train, which is in full force right now. I mean, I enjoyed this shit thoroughly, and I'm doing a complete 180 because I was shitting on the fight too when it happened. Said it was a circus fight and Bellew's going to get knocked out in one round, but god damn it, man, I want to fucking see it now. I really do.
Well, hey, Cam, now you have a one-up on King J, insofar as boxing
my wife
wise
does no
is
shit
concerned.
about boxing.
He's a broken man. He is a broken man.
But Kimo, do you see it just playing out quick? Just Hay just going in there taking him out easy?
Look, man, if I'm judging this based on the pad work, I mean, Hay is still a force to be reckoned with, man. He still looks fast as fuck. He's still in shape. You know, he still moves well. And the way he just fires off his punches, man, there's just so much power still in there. And even though he's an absolute cunt, I've always had a soft spot for David Hay because I could see the talent. It's just he's purely in it for the money, and he scammed us and the public, you know, many times, which obviously makes you dislike the guy. But at the end of the day, he's an exciting guy to watch. He's got talent, he's got power, he is a legit heavyweight, and Bellew is a blown up light heavyweight. So this is going to be fucking brutal. I mean, Bellew doesn't have good defense. He gets hit very easily, and if guys like, you know, Makabu can fucking flatten him out, oh man, it's. To be honest, I worry because this can get very ugly. It's a big stage, you know. Like a lot of people are tuning into this in the UK, but he can get hurt very, very badly. But just to get back to the build-up as well, I fucking loved it, man. Especially when Hay started going at the people in Liverpool, or Scousers as you like to call them. Man, he was calling them fucking retards and everything, and telling them to fuck their mothers. Like, it was great. I really enjoyed it.
What a fucking fool!
Yeah, he was saying that to kids and shit. It was hilarious. And he was when he was saying like the Bellew as well, like about Dave Colwell, like, tell your fucking rat trainer not to throw in the towel. You know, like,
well, that's,
God,
man, that's offensive, Kimo. I mean, the BBBFC should do something about that. They should give them some kind of sanction.
You're a rat
I
trainer.
love it. I love it,
like
man.
a fucking rat.
No, seriously though, like, why the hell are they saying like, oh, tone down the language? Fuck out of here. Fuck the fucking British Board of Boxing Control. Eat a dick.
Yeah.
You know what it is, Nikki. That's actually, I'm sorry to say, Cam, but that's a little bit British. They build up this fight based on a grudge match, and they want controversy. They put all this media around it, and as soon as one F-bomb drops, they're like, oh, excuse the language. I'm like, what the fuck? Like, this is boxing, man. This is raw, you know. Like, just let it be, man. This is ridiculous, you know. Stop being a fucking hypocrite and just let these guys go at it. This is what you want. This is what's going to generate you money. But that's a little bit of a cultural thing, in my opinion.
That's it's a gentleman's sport over there, and over here is just like, fuck, those American guys are fucking crazy. They're even calling each other the N-words over there.
Yeah. Hamada, what's your thoughts?
It's not a gentleman's sport though. But go on, Hamada.
Yo, man, I'm fucking raging, man. I'm fucking raging, man. This has been the worst fight week I think I've ever endured in my life. Like, it's just been so annoying, these cunts, man. Like, I can't wait for Sunday and this to all be over, man, because it's just been a bag of shit. You got Hay talking about, like, all this bullshit about he's looking to fucking knock Bellew into a stretcher and get him stretchered out of the arena, and you got all these stupid idiots casual saying stuff like fucking we should stop this fight from happening because some of his health is at risk, and you got rumors of Hay pulling out, and it's just ridiculous, man. It's just bullshit, and it's just annoying. Like, it's probably worse than any Anthony Joshua fight week. But
get the fuck out of here, man. This is the best
bullshit,
fucking...
man.
I'm hyped,
Nah,
man.
this is not.
Hype
for what?
Huh?
Hype for what? This ain't a fight.
Man, this is a fucking fight, man.
Obviously.
What are you talking about? This ain't a fight. What the fuck you think they're doing in there? Playing checkers or what? This is a fucking fight. This is a fucking fight, man.
Yeah, but I think Hamada means
it's
an
I just want to see if fucking Bellew could take that fucking heavy hand of David Hay, and if he gets the fuck up, I want to see if he's rocked, dazed, or something. I want to see this shit, man. You guys just don't know how fucking hyped I am about this fucking fight.
Ski Mask wants to see some gladiatorial arena shit.
Yeah, man, but imagine if fucking Tony Bellew just pulls it off out of his ass. Just like some miraculous fucking shit from Jesus Christ or God or whatever the hell you want to worship, man. If he could fucking pull it off, this is gonna be some crazy ass shit, man.
Nah, man,
And
he's
then-
not pulling up anything. Belly's gonna get knocked spark out. Like, I'm not even playing. Like, this is borderline dangerous. Like, honestly, like, it's such.
Wait a minute,
big-
weren't you just complaining about fans saying that this was too dangerous?
Oh, I
He was gonna
said
get hurt.
no. See, you're confused, man. You're not listening to me properly. I'm talking about these idiot casual TV radio stations that are talking about, oh, boxing's too brutal and how this fight shouldn't take place, and Hayes looking to knock Bellew like into stretcher, get him stretchered out of the arena and stuff. Like, they're coming from the brutality kind of standpoint, but I just think like they've got a point to a certain extent, because this is a dangerous fight. Like, Bellew got knocked out by Adonis Stevenson. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, David Hayes, like, much like he's Adonis Stevenson at heavyweight in terms of punching power, and he's bigger.
I don't know about a heavyweight, maybe a cruiserweight, sure, but yeah.
Maybe. I don't know, man. Stevens has got that. He has that retarded power, you know. That fucking retarded.
No, but
power.
regardless, he can knock damn near anybody out. So I get what you're saying.
Yeah, and fucking Bellew's just, his chin is just, it's susceptible, man. I mean, Makabu dropped him.
That was a fucking good ass fight.
The first fight he had, that cruiserweight, the some Russian guy, had him gone. Like, literally, Bellew was gone. And the idiot Russian guy, I remember this, the idiot Russian guy low blowed him. And Bellew sold that low blow and got like 3 minutes recovery. And that's why he recovered. Honestly, like, if you go back and watch it, it was like Bellew was gone. Like, literally, he took one on the chin and just literally didn't know what he was doing. And like, his chin's been susceptible. His defense is real leaky. Like, Bellew is a very leaky guy in terms of his defense, and he's very repetitive with his punches as well. All Bellew does is throw 1-2s, left hook, right hands. That's all he does. He doesn't mix up his punches or anything. And Hayes come out and said things like, Bellew's like the tailor-made guy for him, and I believe that, man. And plus, like, I've seen pictures of them at the weigh-in today. I think Hayes looking in incredible shape. I think he was in full troll mode when he was sitting on that yacht, acting like he's training on the yacht. We know Hayes just doing that for show and trying to, you know, make it look like, yes, he's not training and stuff like that, and he's living lavish and trying to fool the public. But Hayes been in them gyms training, and it's crazy that Bellew's always talking about how Hayes fucking in nightclubs and he's not training and stuff like that. And then you look at both of them on the scale, you'd think Bellew's the guy in fucking nightclubs and not training. Because Bellew looks like shit, man. Like, honestly,
You think
how
so?
you go... Yes, have you seen how... Bellew, yeah.
Man,
How do you go...
Look, man, I think Bellew right now, he actually looks pretty good compared to what he is in cruiserweight, man.
No, man.
He doesn't
Listen,
look fucking dehydrated.
What are you talking about?
Because fucking
What are you-
Bellew's a fucking fat ass, man. That guy.
Yeah, he
fucking
never looked dehydrated at cruiserweight.
Man, he
He
looks.
he looks
on the way in,
he looks
man.
too hydrated, not dehydrated. What are you talking about?
The dude went up 25 pounds from light heavyweight to cruiserweight, and he's literally...
That's his natural
Well,
size.
he wasn't even like a heavily muscled light heavyweight either. He was just a skinny fucker.
Yeah, but I like heavyweight, like he
Yeah.
was slim, like he was in good shape. Whereas now
Oh, yeah.
he's just that bastard now. Honestly,
Exactly.
he's like the Michelin man. You don't know you don't know. He's like the Michelin man. I don't know. You guys not from the UK. I don't know if you know who the
Yeah, the Michelin man.
entire company.
Yeah, we got him. We got that mascot.
Oh, you got that, yeah? Fucking hell,
Yeah.
yeah. That's what he's awful, man. And how do you go through a 12-week? I don't know how you go through a 12-week, 10-week training camp and end up at the end looking like that. It doesn't make no sense to me. Like, Bellew's clearly eating food he shouldn't be eating. Like, that's the only thing I can think of.
On the Kel
Yeah,
Brook
anyways.
diet, man.
Fucking
Yeah,
every
Hayes
day
gonna
a
knock
bitch
him
is
out. I
fucking
think-
admiring that guy right now.
I think Hayes gonna knock him out in the first 3 rounds. I don't think this goes past 3 rounds. What do you lot think?
I don't think he go past 6. I think David Hayes is just gonna toy with him, but then I think
Honestly, I think he might knock him out on accident. I think like he might be trying to carry him, like trying to give him a prolonged beatdown, but it won't work out because he'll hit him just a little bit too hard.
On some Golovkin shit, knocking people out on accident and shit.
Yeah, exactly. Pretty much. That's pretty much how I see it.
He's gonna knock him out in the first 3 rounds, man. I can't see Bellew standing up to the power. But it'd be interesting if I want to see Hay get one on the chin at least. I hope Bellew lands with something because Hay ain't taking the punch in going on 5-6 years, man. So it'd be interesting.
Yo, man! Shout out to those fucking bodyguards that were like splitting them up on the face to face. That tall guy and then that short, fat, buff dude. Shit had me dying, man. I'm like, what the fuck is that short guy gonna do? Shit, man. But fucking Tony Bellew, man. This guy better come in a fucking fight. He better stand up after those good ass hits, man. Because I want to see a fucking bloodbath, man. I want to see motherfucking blood all over that ring.
Yo, Joe.
You're gonna see it, but it's not gonna last very long. That's for sure.
Yeah.
Go on.
Yo, Joe, we're gonna let you go, brother. Silence, is that all we get? You're not gonna say, "Oh, thanks for having me on" or anything, or?
Yeah, silence. Yeah, I mean,
No,
all right, cool.
this motherfucker.
Huh?
All right, Joe, man. Thank you for jumping on, man. It's been good to have you on.
Yeah, for sure, man.
All right, take care.
Peace out, Joe.
All right, Kimo, nailed to Hamada.
What's up?
Anything else regarding this Hay Bellew fight?
Yeah, one more thing. I hope after the fight, when Hay knocks Bellew out and he calls out Anthony Joshua, that a WWE like event happens where Joshua just comes running to the ring and knocks Hay out. That would be the perfect ending for me. That would be great.
Do you think he's gonna get that fight? Let's say he beats Bellew and then, Joshua beats Klitschko. You think they're gonna make the fight?
Not this year. I think that fight happens next year. Because after this Joshua Klitschko fight, the winner has to fight Pulev straight away. He's the mandatory for the IBF. So that's the next fight for whoever wins. And I don't see the Hay fight happening until next summer. Eddie Hearn is the cunt Eddie Hearn himself. He's gonna be like, "Oh, that's a massive Wembley Stadium fight." You know what I'm trying to say? So
It kind of is, though. I mean, it's hard for me to not picture that being a huge draw.
Yeah, well, fuck stadium fights anyways, man.
Especially if Joshua were to knock Klitschko out, which I think is a distinct possibility. I mean, that's a mega fight right there.
I think stadium fights are bad, man, because it's just conning the public. You're just selling extra tickets to guys that are going to be sitting fucking in row Z in the stadium. I mean, it's hard enough to watch.
I mean, they're gonna be drunk and singing. There's only one Anthony Joshua. And
I know it's a fucking joke, man. It's just
let him have fun, Hamada. Come on.
You want to see 90,000 people singing "Sweet Caroline"? Come on, Hamada.
Oh, man. I think stadium fights.
We all love that shit.
Have you noticed, Kimo? They started playing it in the American shows. Like some of the shows I've been watching recently. Between rounds, they play "Sweet Caroline."
But Hamada says this, but he was fucking texting me when he was in the O2, and he was like, "Oh, it's amazing, the atmosphere, this and that." You were fucking loving that shit, man.
Yo, I'm not even gonna lie. When I was at Brooke Golovkin, I was singing "Sweet Caroline," man. It's hard to when everyone's singing it. It's hard not to join in. Because the words are just—it's so easy to like sing along to it. It's like
it's like the catchiest song in the world.
Yeah, it is definitely.
No, but honestly, guys, I mean, if Hey Joshua happens, I mean, doesn't that have the possibility to be the biggest fight in like British boxing history?
Yeah.
Yeah. Eddie Hearn would probably want to build another stadium for that, for like 150,000 just for that fight.
He'll do the Bob Arum. Like, we're going to build a stadium in Vegas in 25 years.
Yep. All right.
Because both of these guys, man, are just, I mean, Hay still draws. Say whatever you want, but the guy is still a massive draw, and we all know what AJ is right now. The dude is he's a superstar, you know.
Yeah, I mean, he's in the Under Armour stores in Abu Dhabi, right?
Yeah, you saw that shit, right? I mean, he's fucking everywhere, man. The guy's legit, man. I think for Hearn, he's going to see some dollar signs, and it's a no-brainer. With Hay now back on Sky, he's going to get that exposure again. I don't know shit about the business, but it sounds like a no-brainer to me.
No more party, David.
No more party, David.
All right, shall we move on?
Yeah, go for it.
Kimo, your thoughts on a fight that might occur very close to you?
Pacquiao Khan.
Yep. It's interesting because after the show on Monday, a few people messaged me and said that they don't really think it's going to happen. It's short notice because obviously he's just turned over into March now. The original date of April was, was kind of too short in respect for training camps and build-up and stuff. And even Bob Arum was saying he doesn't really know much about it. He's not had any confirmation from whoever's going to invest into the fight from over in the UAE. So, but now they're looking at this May date, and Bob Arum seems more positive about it as well. So, do you think it's going to go ahead?
Oh man, I'm a big skeptic when it comes to these things because I've been promised a big fight in the UAE for like 6 years in a row, and it never really happens. So I have no clue, man. But they did move the date, right? So I think it's going to be moved to like mid-May now, or May 17th, I read somewhere.
Yeah.
So that tells me that they at least came to their senses a little bit regarding the time that they want to promote it.
Yeah.
Let's see, man. I mean, I honestly don't even mind the fight. Again, it's a little bit. Well, I wouldn't call it a circus fight, but it's a little bit of a fight that gets created. Like a lot of fights these days, where it's just really about the names and the excitement, but it's not really an ideal scenario where you've got one guy that I think is pretty much still top 3 at welterweight. Pac is still looking great, and Khan has just been concussed over and over and over again. And after that Canelo knockout, I don't know what he's got left, man. And to be honest, I've always been a Khan fan, but the amount of punishment that he's taking, you can't do this without repercussions, Yeah. I don't know if he's got those Carl Froch genes where he can be in war after war and still speak well and still be sharp, but that's a bit worrying for his health, to be honest. I know it's a massive fight.
Yeah.
Go on.
So I was going to say, the last couple of years for me, it's just been Khan just cashing out, just like a few more, and then he's out of the game because he's taking fights where most people think he's not going to win. Like, I think no one gave him a chance against Canelo. Not many people are giving him a chance against Pacquiao. And, he'll have the Brook fight afterwards regardless, so there's another big money fight. And, Thurman and him will still be big, so even though he's getting knocked out, he's still in the position where he's making big money. And he'll continue to do it until there's no big fights left for him.
Yeah, but he's just whoring his chin out for cash, like that. That's, I mean, it can't be good for you, Cam. I mean, you were there live, right, with Canelo. I mean, that was scary shit, man.
Yeah.
I know Pacquiao's not the killer that he used to be, but if Pac times in with a Ricky Hatton type punch, we could see the same shit because his ability to take a punch, it deteriorates every time you get knocked out, man. Eventually, you're just going to short circuit with every fucking punch that lands fairly clean. I mean, it's not a good look. So we'll see. I mean, if this fight was done quite a few years ago, I'd be very excited about it because it's going to be, a very speedy affair. Two guys that are very fast. Khan's going to, eventually he's going to trade with him. I don't think he's going to be that disciplined like always. So we'll see a good fight. Yeah. And, if it does happen here, I'm definitely going to go. I mean, I know it will be insane here when it comes to tickets. I mean, in the UAE, which is, you got to picture a country the size of maybe Florida or whatever. You have about 500,000 Filipinos here. And I think there's 1.2 million Pakistanis living here, man. So it's going to be nutty. And Khan's kind of well known in the Middle East in general. So it's going to sell out like crazy, and there's a lot of high rollers here, so they're going to jack up the ticket prices. But regardless, it's an experience for me to go there. So if they do it, I'll definitely go, man. And you said as well you're thinking about coming over, right?
Yeah, if I say to my wife we're going to Dubai tomorrow, she'll be packed within 5 minutes. If I say we're going to the shops to get some shopping, she takes half an hour. So that's just how she is. Quickly, Kimo, they're saying on dates 19th of May, which lands on a Friday in Abu Dhabi, but then it lands on a Saturday. So the 20th lands on a Saturday, but because of the time difference, it would get shown live in the States on the 19th. Because obviously they can't do it where it's the Sunday and the Saturday, because, as you know, Sunday is a working day in Islamic countries. So yeah, it seems like they're putting everything in place. It can't take place after that date, as far as I'm aware, because I think Ramadan starts the week later.
Yeah,
so that's going to be the limit, I guess, of when it can take place.
Yeah, so it sounds about right. I mean, they're going to do it right before Ramadan, and it's an opportunity for everybody to kind of get out and spend some money and go see a big event before the fasting starts. So it'll be a massive event if it happens here.
I'm sorry, go ahead.
So I was going to say quickly, Kimo.
No, I was just going to say they have huge stadiums to do it here. My only thing is they have outdoor stadiums here, but they can't do it during that time in an outdoor stadium because it's going to be fucking blazing hot.
Yeah, that was my question. Like
there's no way.
What type of capacity venues have you got in either Dubai or Abu Dhabi?
Well, that's kind of what I'm wondering. I mean, in Abu Dhabi, I mean, for example, in Abu Dhabi they did a UFC event, right, quite a few years back, and that was an outdoor stadium. It looked absolutely fucking beautiful. They built it especially, I think, for that event, and it was perfect. But that was done in I think December maybe, where the weather is nice and cool. It's still sunny, but there's 0% chance of rain, and people can just sit outside and enjoy a drink. But if you're gonna do that in May, there's no fucking way. People just don't go outside during this time because it's just scorching hot. It's like the Nevada desert basically. That type of a climate in the summer. So if you look at indoor venues, there are some, but not really that big. Not for a fight of this magnitude. So again, kind of makes me wonder. I'm a little bit skeptical.
What are temperatures?
I don't know, man. If they want to talk about making money, it's always going to be better to make money in Vegas, right?
What are temperatures like at 7, 8 a.m. in the summer? Because from what I've read, that's what they're looking at because of the 12-hour, 13-hour difference. That's when the U.S. market are going to be tuned in. So are the temperatures still high that early in the morning?
It doesn't matter, Cam. I mean, I don't think early in the morning is a good time for a fight anyway, but it's pretty much shit throughout the entire summer because during the day it's just scorching hot because of the sun, and then during the night or early mornings the humidity kicks in, which is probably even worse. So yeah, I don't really see a realistic place to do it unless you do it in an air-conditioned indoor arena.
Yeah. Naota, I cut you off earlier.
So yeah.
Did you have a point? Sorry.
No, I was actually going to make a point about the timing. I was going to say it's going to be really interesting exactly how they timed it. Because it might wind up coming on at 6 a.m. my time, so it'd be really interesting to see exactly if they have it like a normal time for most fights generally, but for the time zone of Abu Dhabi, which would be of course 6 to 8 p.m. somewhere around there, which would correlate or correspond to about 6 or 8 a.m. over here, or if they're gonna do it and change it up specifically to have it so that it comes on regular time for the U.S.
Yeah,
just kind of a curiosity.
In China when they did the Algeria fight, and it was Sunday morning over there, wasn't it?
Yeah,
that's how I think they'll probably do it.
Yeah. I mean,
I don't know. I find it strange that the fight's been announced by these Twitter accounts without actually it being official. It's something very strange, Yeah, we've agreed to terms and the fight's on, but nothing's been fucking announced. It's like a very strange situation.
A lot of people have echoed that sentiment. That's the thing, Hamada. Both of them are saying, but we've not got any concrete official announcement. But what's your view on how sketchy it is and the fight overall, Hamada?
It's not official. Like, I don't know. I just don't think it's gonna. I have a feeling it's not gonna happen. I don't know why. It might happen, but I don't think it'll happen in Abu Dhabi. I mean, we've heard so much rumors of fights going to Abu Dhabi, and it's never ever materialized. So, and this just doesn't. It doesn't sound official. Both the fighters have said, "Yeah, we're doing it," but like Bob Rank, I said Bob Rank. You know, I mean Bob Arum.
He's pretty rank now.
Bob Arum has come straight out and he shut it down, saying things like it's not official and stuff like that. And I mean, he's a Manny Pacquiao promoter, so
no, he did say that initially, Hamada. Right. But more recent interviews, he's kind of said, "Oh, well, they're looking more into it and they're looking at the money that's supposedly coming in for like a UAE consortium or stuff like that." So he seems to be on the same page as them. But like you said and Kimo said, there's no 100% confirmation as of yet that anyone's seen. But you know,
I don't know. I think.
Sorry, just quickly. To your point about fights never materializing in the UAE, I think this has the biggest chance to do it. As Kimo said, there's so many Filipino workers over there, and so many Pakistanis over there, and it's in the Middle East. And like, if any fight was to happen in Dubai or Abu Dhabi, I think this would be the one.
Yeah, definitely. I agree with that, but I don't know. I think the fight's all right, but it's just their intentions are just all wrong. I mean, Manny Pacquiao's on this farewell tour where he's trying to rackle up as much money as possible, and Khan's just doing the same pretty much, just trying to cash himself out. And I don't know. I think the fight's a decent fight though, but I just think Manny Pacquiao eventually knocks him out. I think Khan's never fought anyone. You know, everyone goes on about how Khan's this fast and this speed and all. Like, he's never fought anyone remotely as fast as Manny Pacquiao. And Pacquiao just, I can't see anything but Pacquiao catching him with the left hand and knocking him out. Or if Khan gets up, just finishes him, pretty much.
Yeah.
Agreed.
Anything else regarding Khan and Pac?
No, let's move on, man. I wanna hear Hamada's take on Canelo Chavez, man. I don't think we've. I mean, you and I haven't really discussed this fight. I'm really curious what you think of it.
Well, Canelo's gonna beat him up, man. Like, Chavez is gonna come in weight drain unless he's roided to the gills. But other than that, I just think it's just gonna be kind of similar to Pacquiao De La Hoya, and he's going to beat him up until Chavez quits, or until the final round. Like, Canelo, I can imagine, at 164, Canelo's going to be full, he's going to be healthy, he's going to be in great shape. Like, I've always felt that Canelo struggles, especially with his gas tank in fights, because he's always draining himself down to 155 or 154. Like, there's no draining happening this time. Like, Canelo's going to be at full 100%. He's going to be in good shape and stuff. So it's just going to be pretty much for me. It's just going to be like a 12 round, heavy bag session, but like the heaviest bag in the gym. Where, like,
so like Angulo Part 2.
Yeah, for like the first 8 rounds, you're nice. You can get through it. You're fine, and then the last 4 rounds, you're starting to tire because the heavy bag's so heavy and you're throwing power shots after power shots. And I just think, that's how the fight's going to go. And Canelo's going to probably, if Chavez don't quit like he did in the foreign fight, then Canelo will just beat him up to the end innit, and get a decision.
Have you seen pictures of them side by side? I mean, I know there's obviously a difference in size and in weight classes that these guys fall into naturally, but there's this picture of them standing side by side in one of these green rooms where they're doing a promo, and I mean, I have no clue. I mean, I'm not a nutritionist and I'm not a dietitian or whatever, but I have no clue how Chavez is going to make this fucking weight. I mean, the kid is absolutely fucking massive. He looks like a giant next to Canelo. Canelo looks tiny compared to him.
He was 180 with 84 days to go. What was that, about 3 or 4 weeks ago? So, I mean,
yeah, and I saw
anything,
pictures of him.
He's on pretty good track.
Yeah, did you see the pictures of him at the Romanza gym? Like he looks in good shape.
Yeah,
you know, he looks pretty.
Well, that's the thing. He doesn't look like
already.
he has any fat to lose.
That's the problem.
That's
like,
the problem. So what? He needs to cut
He'll probably
muscle.
get down to 75 and no more weight's coming off. That's what's probably going to happen to him. If he's in good shape now when he's at 180, then imagine when he gets down to, say, 175, then nothing's going to come off.
Well, here's the thing. Like, if you watch his last fight against Dominic Bridge, he managed to make, I think it was like 167.5 for that fight. And he actually looked pretty good in that fight. His work rate was good. His gas tank was good. Everything was solid. It's really a question of can he cut 3 more pounds and maintain that level of ability. That's really where the question of being able to close that gap comes in. Because in that fight, honestly, I thought he looked better than he has in years, probably since directly before the Sergio Martinez fight.
Because Chavez has never, I mean, I never considered him to be like a Tony Bellew type of character where you can just see that he's eating himself up in weight or something like that. You know, like he always looks in shape. Now, whether he's actually is in shape, you know, cardiovascular wise and all that, I don't know. But he never looks like he's carrying excess fat. You know, even when you look at funny pictures of him where he's in his, you know, pink underwear and eating Cheerios, like. He still looks pretty like as a guy that's been working out. Yeah. You know, I know his discipline is an issue, but he's never like a blown up type of guy. It just his frame is just huge, man. Like the size of his legs, for example. I mean, Canelo has massive legs. You look at them side by side, and Chavez is dwarfing him, man. Just in all aspects of his body. Like
it kind of reminds me of Margarito versus Cotto years back, where it's like. The dimensions of like Cotto's like biceps and triceps and all that were all pretty close to Margarito's, but Margarito's was just stretched over a much larger frame, so it made it look like a much bigger gap than it really was. Because honestly, I mean, if you were to do one of those full tapes where they measure, you know, every dimension of you, I think they'd probably be roughly equal. It's really just the height and the reach that there's a tremendous gap in.
Now, Chavez
I think
Chavez has broad shoulders, big chest, big legs. Like Chavez is actually, he's a legit like heavyweight in my opinion. Like he's not legit light heavyweight, but he's a guy that would make 68, but he's struggling to make 68. But yeah, man, I think in terms of size, I think he must spot on. I mean, he's
like if he was a better technical boxer, like ideally he'd want to be fighting at 175. Like if he could actually hang there skill wise, like for his body's sake, he would want to be fighting there. I get what you're saying. Like the same way that Mayweather just kept moving up, not so much because he had to, but more so because you know his skills allowed him to, and he afforded himself a slight bit of laziness in terms of having to actually cut. Because of it.
I hate this fight.
The thing with me is, like, you hate it?
Yeah. As much as I said, like, hey, Bellew was a circus fight when it was released, I got caught up in the hype, but this one, I can't see myself getting caught up in it. It's just a money grab for me, just to kind of financially rape the Mexican fans again, because that's what they're doing in my sense. It's not competitive. What has Chavez done in the last couple of years? Nothing. Canelo, so many excuses about not being a middleweight and now he's fighting above it. Like the whole fight is a contradiction.
You know what it comes down to for me, Cam. This is one at the weigh-in for me. Because honestly, if Chavez for some with some miracle makes this weight and looks like semi-decent doing it, I don't know what the fuck's going to happen because he's going to blow up the next day and he's going to be absolutely massive and he's going to be so much bigger than any other guy that Canelo's ever fought, and that could spell trouble because at the end of the day he can still punch.
You still got the size of him. I mean, even sticking a jab in Canelo's face can lead to some serious issues, man. With that size advantage, I mean, again, this is probably a miracle that needs to happen because again, I don't see how he can make this weight. And I think they do have drug testing now for this fight, right? So it's going to be very difficult without some extra help.
For the WBC VADA thing, yeah.
They're doing testing?
Yeah, of course they are. Canelo's not going to go into that without making sure that Chavez isn't on any diuretics, illegal ones anyway.
Chavez, I swear, is working with Memo, isn't it? So he'd be alright, man. He's got them undetectable drugs.
Well, and the thing is, if Chavez comes into this fight healthy, the way, like let's say the way that he looked against like Andy Lee way back when, or like even in the rematch against Brian Vera, I think Canelo might be in trouble.
I agree. In fact, if he faces a guy, that was in the shape of Chavez in the Andy Lee fight, I don't know, man. I might even go with Chavez. But again, that's a very, very big assumption.
And we won't know until they actually step in the ring, because it's like he could wind up looking great on the scale and everything, but he might not be able to make up that the electrolytes and the sugars that you need in your muscles and stuff in that 30-hour period between them.
Yeah, but Canelo's not.
Fuck that up still.
Canelo's not Andy Lee and Brian Vera. Let's be real. Like Canelo's gonna have. It's like I said. It's gonna be like a heavy bag workout. Like Canelo's not gonna miss Chavez.
Yeah, but I mean, he's also not Andre Fonfara either. I mean, he's not a super middleweight / light heavyweight either.
Yeah, but Canelo's a big guy himself. Canelo's gonna probably be in there 175 in the ring like he normally does. Like Canelo's a big guy. I don't know, man. Chavez is gonna be walking him down with the higher guard.
Yeah, I mean, he's a big guy, but he hasn't really faced a guy that's a big, strong, and healthy fighter that's bigger than himself yet.
But I just think, especially with Canelo not having to cut any weight, like Canelo's going to be at 164. He's going to be fully hydrated, fully healthy, everything. He's not draining at all.
Oh, yeah, we'll probably see the best version of him that we've ever seen.
Yeah, he'll probably see the best of him. So I just think the best Canelo beats probably a 70% Chavez. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Or a 60% Chavez. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
I'm actually curious about that difference, because one thing that I've always, wondered about Canelo is that activity and that work rate, and if he's basically, not really shedding any pounds anymore, what's that going to look like? Maybe we see a guy that's actually really active. I mean, I won't go as far as saying he's volume punching, but he's,
definitely
he's looking a lot better than he did cutting.
Yeah, I mean, something that might work against him in that regard, though, too, is, like, for instance, compared to, like, Adrian Broner, where a lot of people thought, like, he'll get better, when he goes up in weight, and he actually didn't. It was really just more of the same, and if anything, the extra weight actually kind of held him back a little bit, because he was used to being able to fight in flurries at that with just a lighter body.
Yeah, I think going up, 10 pounds, 9 pounds, like, is a lot of weight, like, in boxing. I think if Canelo just went to 60, then that would be ideal. But he's going up another 4 pounds, so yeah, I can see what you're saying about him coming up looking a bit lethargic, looking a bit sluggish because he's carrying all the extra weight. But maybe that's probably the weight he spars at. That's probably his weight where he's at when he's sparring.
Oh yeah, most likely.
Yeah, so maybe he might be used to fighting that way. I don't know. We'll see anyway.
Well, and then seeing that even there though, like sparring is a bit different than fighting. It's like if he's sparring 3 to 5 rounds a day, at that weight, hard sparring, that's different with the big gloves and everything than doing a full 12 at that weight. Like you might be able to keep up a certain pace for a few rounds at a time, but not necessarily for the championship distance. Especially if you have a guy that's as big and strong as Chavez, like say Chavez even is remotely healthy at the weight. He's going to be leaning on Canelo. He's going to be, even the punches that don't land cleanly, like the punches that land on his arms, are probably going to do something to him. Take some of that energy out of him. So, a lot of questions really going into the fight.
That's what I hate, though, man. I just hate.
Yeah.
I hate fights where it's like if he's healthy, if he makes the weight healthy, and like, you just want two guys to fight each other on a level playing field. Do you know what I'm trying to say? Like, it's just so annoying.
You shouldn't have to qualify it with like, oh well,
asterisks.
You know, he's probably gonna look like shit, but if he doesn't, you know, this could be a really good fight.
It's just so annoying. It's like, if you want to fight each other, like, give each other the best possible chances of winning. It's like, oh well, I'm gonna make it so hard for you to win. So like, it's just annoying, man. And I hate going predicting fights on if he's healthy at the weight, if he's this, if he's that. It's just annoying.
That's a great fight.
Horrible.
I can't wait.
I know you're going 100%, right?
100%, bro.
Yo,
Me and my boy Big Brown.
Lim, you got your tickets?
We're going to get.
I read it sold out.
No, I haven't got my tickets. It's not sold out. I doubt it's sold out. They probably just sold a shitload of it.
They overpriced that shit big time.
I mean, come on, man. I've been to Vegas for fights all the time, and I always buy tickets the day of, even if they're sold out. I mean, even for the Mayweather-Pacquiao fight, there were tickets that were cheaper than face value on the day of. So
you got anything?
We learned the hard way, Cam. I'm sorry. What were you going to say?
I was going to say, have you got anything you want to add to what Kimo and Hamada and Nate have been speaking on regarding
Canelo
Chavez?
Dissing my boy, like doubting my boy's skill sets. You know, that's it. I mean, this is just a good lesson for all you guys out there. You know, when you become famous, you're good looking, you're handsome, and you have so much money. People just hate on you for no reason, and that's kind of the situation that Canelo's in. You know, he's just in a no-win situation, bro. In all seriousness, I think he's going to beat Chavez, even if Chavez is healthy. I just think, like Hamada mentioned, it'll be like him punching a 150-pound Everlast heavy bag, which he does so well, as me and Kimo both know on those videos. You know, he's a master at the heavy bag and just showcasing his beautiful combination punching. I think it's going to be in full effect in this fight, and I think it'll be like the only fight where he's ever been in where he hasn't had to cut any weight at all, and I think it's going to be beneficial for him. I think he's just going to piece up Chavez, and like I wouldn't be surprised if he stops Chavez just by accumulation of punches to the body. I don't think Chavez is a good fighter. I mean, the guy lost to fucking Brian Vera, for crying out loud, dude. This guy's garbage.
Yo, Lim, imagine that's what I said as well. You've been listening to me, yeah?
To listen to what?
You've been listening to me because I said, like, this fight is going to be like a heavy bag workout for Canelo.
Yeah, I just shouted you out, bro, didn't I? I thought I did.
I said the same thing. So, great minds think alike.
Yeah, exactly. I didn't listen to anything you guys were talking about beforehand, so that was completely coincidental. Yeah.
All right.
Cam,
it would be glorious if there's going to be like a Margarito-style beatdown, man. That would just be fucking wonderful if Chavez can do it. I'm actually rooting for the guy.
Are you serious?
Yeah, I'm off the team thickness bandwagon, man. Ever since he
This is why I don't like you, guys like you, man. Fuck Boy Jones, dude. If you're gonna go down that route, fuck that guy.
Don't talk about my boy, man.
Boy Jones.
That's not nice.
He's a young.
No.
Like Kimo, man.
He's a friend of the show, man. Don't do that.
Yeah, man. You guys just need to stop hyping up guys, man.
No, it's Kimo that stops because he's got the curse, man. That's why
I don't want to go down that road. The guy, he's what, 21 years old, right?
Yeah, he's only 20.
So he's just an infant in the game. So I'll just go back to 20. Jesus Christ. Well, then I'll just go back to the fight itself. I mean, it's going to be a spectacle. It's going to be a shit show. I mean, the tickets are doing well. I'm not kidding. I actually do know somebody who works over at Golden Boy, and he did tell me that most of the tickets are actually sold to like legitimate people, like that aren't related to any kind of vendors or anything like that. So ticket prices or ticket sales, I know, is doing very well. But at the same time, like, it's going to be huge, man. It's fucking Cinco de Mayo in Vegas. It's going to be pretty wild out here. So I wish you guys would come, but you guys are a bunch of pussies, Lim, so you probably won't go.
Who was you talking to? Jim Boone of KO Tickets.
Jim Boone? Yeah, that's my source. That's my inside source.
Jim Boone, awesome.
Yo, Lim, are you on a cigarette break or is it lunch break? Or? Lim, are you on your cigarette break or lunch break or what's going on today?
Yeah. No, I'm only listening. Fridays are slow days for me out here. I'm actually in Vegas right now, man. So I'm just working from my hotel room right now. So.
Working the heavy bag.
What a life.
Yep, I'm at the Bellagio. So if you guys want to come through and holler, hit me up, bro. No, but in all seriousness, this Canelo fight's going to be awesome. It's going to be a lot of fun. And, I wish you guys would come, man. Honestly, it's going to be like a crazy weekend in Vegas. So
I'll make you a deal, Lim. You go to Abu Dhabi or Dubai for Khan Pacquiao, and I'll go to Vegas for Cinco de Mayo. Is that a deal?
Is it as much fun in Dubai as it is out in Vegas?
Probably not, but then that's the deal. Take it or leave it.
Honestly, guys, I'm not that excited about that fight, that Khan Pacquiao fight. I just don't really care about it for some reason. It just to me that fight I think is two guys, one guy who is irrelevant not because of anything he did himself, but because of the fact that he's so good relative to his younger peers, and the other being just a guy who's been in some just poor situations, I think, to his own credit. And it's just to me like this is a fight that's at a very, very awkward time. I kind of relate it to like a marriage where you see a guy like a 60-year-old like hedge fund VC type of dude with wrinkles all over his face, marrying like a 19-year-old, supermodel who's just done too much blow. It's not a good combination in my opinion. I don't like it.
You just don't want to go to UAE because it's going to be harder to get hold of drugs.
That is true, but at the same time, I don't want to get arrested over there, because if I do drugs and I get caught over there, will I get arrested?
Yeah, they won't just arrest you. You're gonna get thrown in jail straight away, and you're not coming out.
Really?
So yeah.
And you get your hand cut off.
Dan definitely not going over there now.
Yeah, I'm definitely.
That's BS. But don't worry, Bay. Don't worry, Bay. I'll take care of you. You know that.
All right, bro. But yeah, just regarding the Canelo, I don't have much to say about that fight, man. Like it's one of those fights where, like Hamada, you're right. There's too many qualifications that you have to make in terms of like how to assess the fight. And to me, I just think it's me in general with fights nowadays. Like I don't care about breaking them down anymore. I just want to go and enjoy them, and I know what it's going to be, and I'm not going to try to like make it something that it's not, because it's not a very it's not a relevant fight. There's no purpose behind it. If either guy wins, it doesn't do anything to their careers really, in terms of a legitimacy standpoint. So yeah, it's just kind of a meaningless fight.
I agree to a point, because if Khan wins, it does give him a tiny bit of credit, even though...
You know what? I was actually talking about the Canelo fight.
Oh, sorry.
No, but that kind of applies to this as well. I mean, to a lesser extent. But you're right. Even if Cam wins, I mean, it doesn't do much for Cam's career.
If I beat Pac, that helps me a lot.
Yeah, I know. I'm kidding.
Yeah, that helps Cam a lot.
Even if Khan wins, I mean, there's going to be huge asterisks. I always have trouble pronouncing that word, but I feel like it would be a little bit. I mean, obviously, this version of Pacquiao is going to be 39 by the time he enters that ring. So, but anything's better than the Jeff Horn fight. Honestly, I think this is a great fight just because it's not Jeff Horn.
You mean Kevin Horn?
Who?
Kevin Horn.
All right, let's
Who's
move
that?
on.
Paulie actually said in the interview he was doing, talking about Manny Pacquiao and Jeff Horn, he actually said, I know Kevin Horn's a good fighter.
Did he?
He did actually say that, yeah.
He actually said that. It was hilarious. Like, KH is
I mean,
more known than fucking Jeff Horn.
Yeah, man, his rep goes international, man.
All right.
No doubt.
It's hilarious.
Let's move on. Kimo, since you did that last show at the start of Jan, been quite a few fights, so I'll just quickly run through them and give us your overview. I know Hamada's not been on, but he caught some of them, hasn't caught any. So Hamada, any you have seen, just jump in and give your thoughts. But Kimo, let's start off with the biggest fight that occurred at the start of the year, the Gale Jack unification at super middleweight. What did you think of that fight?
Oh God, it's quite a while back again. Yeah, it was a good fight, man. But again, the Gale is he's a bit of a weirdo, man. He's a talented guy, but I don't know what it is about the Gale. He's got a weird attitude in fights. I can't really gauge it very well. A lot of the fights he's getting into it's never really just a clean performance, if you know what I mean. Like, he always seems to start trading with people and getting hit. And this time he faced a guy that was, again, very basic, but he was doing his job, and he was tagging him, and in the end he got hurt very bad. Very bad. I mean, he was lucky to make it out. And he lost his fucking teeth, which was kind of funny, but I don't know, man. DeGale, I feel like he's a knockout waiting to happen. He's obviously a skilled fighter. He carries kind of decent power. I mean, he's able to drop a lot of people, but somehow he always loses his way throughout the fight. I don't know what it is. He seems to start off fast always, drop a guy, and then they always seem to come back, and he can never really adjust. And speaking of adjusting, I always get the sense that his opponents can adjust to him quite easily as well. Like, Jack, came to his senses quite quickly about his defense, and he figured out basically how to block all of DeGale's shots. And from I think it was like the third to almost the 8th or 9th round, like, I don't think DeGale hit him with a lot of clean punches. He was always hitting gloves. He was always struggling to find the target. So I don't know, man. I think DeGale is unless he kind of changes his attitude, which he won't. I don't know what it is mentally with this guy, but he's going to be in trouble soon if he keeps fighting the level of opposition that he has, which is like B level or A level, then eventually he's going to run into a guy that's going to put him away, man. He gets hit way too much. He takes a lot of damage in fights, and I don't see him lasting that long, man. I mean, he took a lot of fucking vicious shots in this fight. He looked like shit afterwards, and then he's like screaming, "Oh, rematch, rematch, rematch!" I think he'll get fucked up in a rematch, to be honest. What do you think, Amanda?
Yeah, man, I saw this fight. I thought Jack won the fight. I'm trying to remember trying to think. I think the first 3 rounds, the girl swept the first 3 rounds, and he got the knockdown. It was in the first round, and I think Jack was struggling with the girl's hand speed and his foot speed. The girl kind of punches from awkward kind of angles as well. He was struggling with that, and then from, I think, the 4th round in, he pretty much adjusted to it, and he started catching all the girl's punches, and a lot of the girl's punches were getting caught on arms. But obviously, you still have to give the girl credit for that work, because even though punches are landing on arms, some of them are still getting through. Even when you're sparring and stuff, and people do hit you on your arms, like, some of those punches still manage to graze you on your head and stuff. So you still gotta give a bit of credit to the girl for them punches. But I just thought from there on, Jack was dominant. There was about 2 or 3 rounds where Jack actually visibly hurt the girl, and was you thought he's going in for the finish here, especially one time, I think, with a body shot. And then there was a whole round, I forgot which round it was, where he was literally beating up the girl, and it could have been a 10-8 round. But yeah, and then I think the girl probably rallied late. He won I think it was the 11th or something. But then obviously the knockdown going into the 12th, but sealed the deal for me, for Jack. And I remember after the fight, and that even Eddie Hearn and stuff was saying things like, after I went into the ring, I thought Jack did enough to nick it, because going into the last round, it was anybody's fight, and then, getting the knockdown in the last round should seal the deal. But I just think, as for the girl, I mean, I've been following his career since the start. I just think the girl's reached his level now. I think the girl's a world level fighter, and that's all he is. I don't think he's anything more than that. Because we've seen him since he stepped up to the world level, where he's fought Darrell, Bute, Medina to a certain extent, which I thought he might have lost that fight as well, but that's for another day. And this fight with Jack, he's actually he's found it tough in these fights. Like, he's struggled in all of them. Not struggled, but it's been close competitive fights. So I just think DeGale's reached his level. He's a world level fighter. I don't know, I'd say he's a B level fighter, a B minus. That's all he is, pretty much. He's nothing more than that. And I just think that's all it is. I mean, everyone's like talking about DeGale's so talented and DeGale's this. I just think he's on level with these guys. I don't think he's more talented than these guys. I think he's faster than them and he's a bit more flashy and stuff. But that's not all boxing is all about. Do you know what I mean? I mean, Badou Jack's we're just beating him on basic fundamentals, catching, shooting, straight punches, stuff like that. So I just think DeGale's reached his level. He's maxed out now. He's just a world level fighter, and that's all he is. He's nothing because he was an Olympic gold medalist and stuff like that. Everyone thought he was the next big thing and stuff like that. But nah, man, I just think that's it. And with his style, because DeGale does a lot of bouncing around in the ring, like he bounces around the ring and stuff like that. Like that's a lot more taxing in your gas tank than say how other fighters use subtle little footwork, half steps back and stuff like that, head movement. Like when you're bouncing around like the girls and throwing combination punches, especially that wears you down more than when you throw single punches and you take little subtle step backs and roll under punches, stuff like that. So I think that's why DeGale has trouble with his gas tank. I don't think it's because he's got a bad one. I just think his style requires such, it's such a taxing style and it just takes away a lot of your energy. So that's all my thoughts. But I thought Badou Jack done enough to win that fight, in my opinion.
Kimo, this fight had a great undercard fight between Kaitrov and Aleem, but also it had a coming of age fight and performance by Gervonta Davis against Pedraza. What did you think of Gervonta?
Yeah, it was very exciting kid to watch, man. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I don't like the fact that he's associated with a fucking scumbag team, but really powerful, athletic young dude, man. But I mean, even though some people are saying like Pedraza is a good test, and he was, I never really rated Jose Pedraza, man. So if Davis is the truth, which I think most of us agree that he is, he should have done what he done. I mean, I'm not gonna say that I was completely shocked by it or that I was overwhelmed with excitement when I saw it. But I look forward to seeing him in a lot more fights. I mean, the finale of punches that he hit Pedraza with was classy, as they say at Sky Sports. I mean, that shit was fucking amazing. So I do look forward to it, but in bigger and better fights with higher level of opposition. I'm not sure if Hamada saw this because he's a bit of a casual. Did you see it actually?
Hamada, did you catch this fight? Probably not. All right.
No, I'm on mute. Sorry. Yeah, I saw this fight. I saw Gervonta Davis. That was a great knockout, man, with the right hook, where he put him down and Pedraza was down underneath the rope. It was good. And I thought Gervonta was starting to struggle with Pedraza. I think he's starting to gas, and then he just managed to pull the knockout out. But it was a strange one from Pedraza. He decided to get up close and fight with Davis, where I thought he'd try box and move and use his length. But yeah, he weird tactic. I think maybe he just thought, let me take it to this young kid. Maybe he'll back down in the trenches and stuff like that. But nah, man, he stepped up to the plate, cracking knockout. And yeah, I think Liam Walsh is mandatory for Gervonta Davis, right?
That's a tough fight for Liam Walsh.
Yeah, I like Liam Walsh as well, but yeah, it's a tough ask. But yeah, it was a good coming out for him. I mean, it's nice to see a young world champion. I mean, how old is he? He's like 21, 22 years old or something?
I think he might be slightly older, I'm not sure.
Yeah, so it's good, man. Young boys getting let off the leash, man. You know how you get a lot of young fighters nowadays. These promoters on that play with their careers and say things like, he's still young, he's still learning and stuff like that. But if you're good enough, you're old enough, in my opinion.
He's 22.
Davis proved that.
Yeah,
he's 22. So, like I said, if you're good enough, you're old enough. And I think Davis proved that.
Excellent. All right, Kimo. 2 weeks later, we had the rematch between Leo and Frampton. I was really disappointed with Frampton's performance. How did you see the fight?
I was just disappointed overall with the whole fight. I'm not going to say I was pumped, but I was definitely looking forward to it because the first fight was a joy to watch. But I thought it was a very lackluster fight. It never really kicked off. Frampton, again, he was just hitting gloves all night, man. He didn't look good, and Leo was, kind of controlling the action, but he never went into another gear or anything like that. He never really outclassed Frampton. Yeah, it went to the decision, and I was, even before the decision was read, I was really kind of indifferent about it. I was like, yeah, okay, this is probably going to go to Leo, and for me, it's a closed chapter. Whenever people are talking about a rematch, I just don't see it. I don't want to see it. I think there's a lot of other fights that we can make in the division, and yeah, the first fight was good. The second fight was complete disappointment, and kind of done with it, man.
We don't
Frampton was very disappointing. To lose like that, to get your first loss like that, I don't know. It's a bit of an anticlimax for a guy that was really, really like peaking in his career. And I kind of felt, I don't know, maybe I felt a little bit that he could have done more. I don't know what you thought, Cam, but I kind of felt like he didn't leave it all in there.
No, I agree. I said it in the post-fight show. His performance was quite disappointing for me. He didn't really make any adjustments. But Hamada, how did you see that fight, the rematch?
Yeah, I was just like you guys, disappointed in the rematch. Santa Cruz made their required adjustments. I thought he didn't throw as many punches to give Frampton the openings for the counter punches. And Frampton, it was real weird from Frampton because Frampton was like starting throwing punches from a bit too far out. Like, I think he didn't, like you said, he didn't really make the required adjustments, and it was just Santa Cruz won the fight clearly for me. I think I don't remember scoring the fight, but 8-4 would be probably around right, 7-5, 8-4. I just think Frampton was disappointed, and I was disappointed that Frampton didn't really go out on his shield either. Like, you know what I'm saying? I think in the last round or two, like, he didn't really go out and say, you know what, I'm probably down on the scorecards, I'm going for Brokey.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? And just kind of, I don't know.
He was happy to lose on points almost.
Almost, yeah, it almost seemed that way, where he just thought, you know what, I'm not going to take any risks, let's see what happens. And I was disappointed. I think he should have really went for it in them last couple of rounds, because everyone saw that he was down. And I echo with what you lot say. I don't want to see the third fight. I think different matchups, man. I don't like seeing, especially like with this fight being so disappointing, I don't want to see it again. I'd rather them go different routes, rather see someone fight Gary Russell, or rather see someone fight Lee Selby. There's other matchups in the division, so let's see them, man. I don't want to see this fight again, to be honest.
Totally agree.
It's too packed.
Go ahead.
But I was gonna say it's too packed a division to keep running back the same fights over and over again.
Yeah. What were you gonna say, Kimo?
I just want to quickly jump in because you mentioned something I want to talk about, and we can do it now quickly. Like, what the fuck is going on with Lee Selby's career? I mean, we were all kind of excited at one point about this guy, you know, the way he handled Gradovich, but ever since then, man, it's just been like inactivity, mediocre opponents, mediocre performances, and now he's apparently on the undercard of what is it, the Bellew Hayes?
He's fighting tomorrow.
Yeah, exactly, and
in a non-title fight.
I mean, what the fuck is going on with this guy's career, man? I mean,
Montiel snatched that soul.
It's that Heyman curse. It's like worse than Kimo curse.
Yeah, I mean, it's quite obvious. I mean, if this guy was with Hearn, I mean, I hate to say it, but he would at least be promoted correctly. I mean, it's just ridiculous, man. And by the way, Naota, I did not know that was a non-title fight.
Yeah, 10 rounder.
It's a 10
that's
rounder.
kind of. It's a 10-rounder?
You didn't hear me mention it on Monday's podcast. That's terrible.
Sorry, man, I'm a bum, but I mean, Jesus, dude, terrible.
It's crazy, isn't it? Because James, I remember when him and DeGale both signed for Heyman, and it's like James DeGale's got everything pretty much he asked for and signing for Heyman, and Selby's just been the complete opposite. Like, he's got absolutely nothing.
Selby got shafted, man.
I swear he fought Montiel on a Wednesday night at like 4 a.m.
in the middle of nowhere.
I mean, fucking hell.
I mean,
that's crazy, man. And
but have we heard?
Didn't he fight on the Joshua undercard?
I'm not sure. What are you going to say, Kimo?
And he got dropped.
No, I'm asking, like, have we heard anything out of his camp that there's something going on with him, or
Yeah, Warrington's ducking.
But he got married though.
Warrington ducking.
He's fighting Kiko, man.
Well, in this most recent fight, he was supposed to fight Jonathan Victor Barros, and then Barros, I guess, didn't pass his medical exam for whatever the hell reason. So that fight wound up getting canceled at the last minute. So that wasn't entirely his fault, which is probably why this happened to be a non-title fight.
Why can't they do these physical and medical tests like while they're in camp? Like, why do they have to do it on fight week?
Well, I mean, you got to do one final one to make sure the guy's healthy enough to get in the ring.
Yeah,
what if you're healthy? What if you're healthy throughout camp and then you catch pneumonia like 4 days before the fight? Do you really want to go in there? I
understand that. But do one while they're in camp. I don't think they do one while they're in camp.
No, I don't think they do.
But regardless, I mean that's not an excuse for anything. If a guy like Warrington chooses to duck him, well, I mean that's like Brooke, derailing his fucking career for Khan. It makes no difference. You still got to be an active champion, and God damn it, do something with your fucking career, man. It's not like there's no fighters in the division. You're in a pretty good, darn good division, man. I mean, make something of yourself. It's really fucking disappointing. And anyway, Cam, do you have any other fights lined up?
Yeah, the fight on that undercard.
Garcia licensed Zlatkanin.
He sends Zlatkanin to hell, man.
Oh.
That was a brutal knockout. Zlatkanin, all I kept hearing is Zlatkanin this, because I never watched the Ricky Burns fight. Like, I haven't watched, even till today I haven't watched the fight. And obviously some of that fight is missing as well. Like,
the blackout.
So, but yeah, I never watched that fight. But when I saw him, I thought to myself, this guy's, it's just shit, man. Like, all he did literally was just high guard, walking forward at Mikey Garcia. Mikey Garcia just kept jabbing, throwing the right hand in sparingly. And then one time, he tries to come in, Mikey just throws the jab, then step back uppercut, and then he's gone, he's on wobbly legs, he doesn't know where he is, and then that right hand just sent him, man. Like, the canvas needed to eat him up. So that would have been epic, but send him to hell, man. Send him to hell, and yeah, it was a brutal knockout, and Mikey's back, man. Back with a bang.
Yeah, but I might just be, I think you're being a little bit harsh on Zlatkanin. I think Mikey's just that damn good. I mean, don't get me wrong, Zlatkanin is a very straightforward fighter. He just comes forward and
straight up and down.
Yeah, he just wants to swing hooks, in the pocket. That's what he does. But
well, I mean, the point is
he's still a good fighter.
Yeah,
he's not bum. He's a high level guy, man.
But you wouldn't know that if the only fight you ever saw him was against Mikey. That's the problem.
Mikey just eats that style up for breakfast. You know what I mean? He just knows how to deal with it. He just kind of, I mean, the way he moves around the ring is almost, it's very light. There's not a lot of effort. He doesn't move too much. Which is something we criticize a guy like Thurman for. Like, he just takes enough steps just to get his space, and then he just, that right hand, man. I mean, just
beautiful, smooth technique. And
yeah, he's textbook. Like, he punches perfectly, both, even with the jab, with the right hand, the uppercut. He's a very, very smooth puncher. It's like picture perfect, basically. You wanna punch like that, you know. And
everything is perfect, Hamada. I mean, that's the way you should teach somebody to throw that right hand. The way he sets his feet, the way he torques his little, does that little snappy movement with his shoulders and his hips. I mean, it's just perfect. And he extends
everything. The way he
beautifully.
turns over as well. He turns over the knuckle, turns his waist. Everything turns simultaneously and goes together, and just the impact he can generate on the right hand, especially, it's perfect. Perfect, pretty much.
Plus, he punches hard.
He punches
hard.
All right, Kimo, I think it was a week later we had a terrible fight between Chris Eubank Jr. and Quinlan on ITV Box Office. What a great way to kick off that new platform.
Yeah. That was a bit. Speaking of circus, man. I mean, that was another one. Jesus Christ, with their world title belt. I mean, at this point, I'm done with the Eubanks. It's very fucking simple. Until they fight. Well, I'm saying they as if his dad gets in the ring as well. Until he fights somebody, like, I'm done, man. Like, it's a fucking joke. There must be either incredibly stupid or some of the most genius trolls that we've ever seen in boxing, because to parade around that goddamn IBO belt, act as if they've accomplished something, and even after the fight they're just like, oh, I'm so proud of my son, and like, I can't believe I did it, I'm a world champion. Like, dude, are you serious? Like, are you actually believing this shit that you're saying? Like, I was really, like, wondering a few moments, like, are you guys, like, for real? Like, I don't know, man. You deserve an Oscar for this shit. It's really quite incredible. So, you know what? Yeah, like I said, I'm just fucking done with Eubank. I used to like the whole gimmick, and the little spiel that they do together, but now it's over and out. You face a fucking top 10 guy, or shut the fuck up. Well, and I don't care on what channel it is. I don't care on what belt you're parading around. At this point, it's just about level of opposition, and these guys are talking about Golovkin, and come on, man, just face a top 10 guy. It's really not that difficult. That's all I ask.
Well said, Hamada. You got a rant about this fight?
Yeah, man, cunts. They're conning the public. Cons. These guys are con men. Frank Warren's right. They're con men. They're conning the public. The IBO title is not an official world title. To be honest, I mean, pretty much none of them are nowadays, but still, the IBO is not a reckon. Can you hear me? Sorry. The IBO is not a recognized world title.
I don't know, you're cutting off. I don't know if it's Kimo causing your cough. Are you still there, Hamada?
Nah, it's me. Someone's trying to call me at the same time. But anyways, like I said, the IBO is not a world title. Conning the public. Fuck the Eubanks. I on purpose boycotted this fight. I had no intention on watching it because it's a joke fight. This Reynolds Quinlan, he had 11 fights. I mean, like, are you being serious? World title fight against a guy with 11 fights, 11-1. Like, it's a joke. They're a disgrace to Eubanks. And the funny thing is, the main reason they done this, they moved up to super middleweight, is because all the belts at super middleweight are held by either Triple G or Billy Joe Saunders. And Billy Joe Saunders beat him, and he don't want to fight Triple G. Triple G even fucking has the IBO, so he couldn't even fucking go for the IBO.
Well, maybe he moved up in order to try and get Triple G to move up to 168 for the IBO. Maybe that's the key.
No chance, man. That's the reason why he don't want to fight Billy Joe Saunders, and Billy Joe Saunders beat him. And he don't want to fight fucking Golovkin. He had the chance to fight Golovkin, but he shot it. And Kell Brooks stepped up to the plate. So, I'm done with the Eubanks, man. Ever since they pulled out that Golovkin fight, the Eubanks, they're scum, man. Like, They were begging for Golovkin. I remember that time. They kept saying, we want Golovkin. We want to fight Golovkin. We want to fight Golovkin. Eddie Hearn puts it on a plate for them. There. The Golovkin fight's here. All you got to do, get your pen, sign the contract, whatever. And guess what? You fucking bottled it. The pair of them are cunts. They're bottle jobs. Fuck them, man. There's no place for them in boxing. They're just con men. They're con men. And they're still even talking Golovkin. Golovkin, you're not even in his weight class anymore. Stop talking about the guy. Cunts, man. I can't stand you guys, man. Fuck them, man.
Kimo, a couple of weeks ago we had Adrian Broner versus Adrian Granados. Did you catch that one?
Of course, man. I always tune in when AB is fighting, but yeah. I want to keep this one very short because it's really not worth it. It was a mediocre fight. Broner obviously has not changed. All his fucking bullshit interviews about it, him being a changed man and this and that. It's just regressing. And I've noticed as well when I look at the guy in interviews, he looks old. You know, he looks like he's been through a lot in the last 5 years. And I don't mean in the sense that he struggled. I mean in the sense that he's just probably partying his ass off and he's just aging a lot. His body's aging. He just doesn't look good. And he's fighting a guy he's supposed to, you know, take to school, and he didn't. So, yeah, for some reason I still kind of am entertained by him, but that's mostly outside of the ring, not inside. Like inside, he hasn't really given that much lately. I mean, he gave us the Maidana fight, which is obviously one of the greatest fucking fights that I've seen live. I mean, it was incredible. So much excitement around that, but yeah, apart from that, you know, after that fight, the whole appeal of him getting in the ring, you know, of being defeated is kind of gone, and now he just looks mediocre in every fight. So, yeah, it's a bit sad, you know, because I did think he had, you know, the possibility of having a good career where he made a lot of exciting fights with the bigger names, but now he's just settling for mediocre opposition, and it's not, you know, it's not really what I get up for. So
you could have had a beautiful career. Last week, Kimo, we had Wilder versus Washington, and you sent me a great, I don't know who made it, but it was a tweet with an edit of Wilder doing his haymakers and his windmills, and it was hilarious. I'll try and find it and tweet it out later. But yeah, Wilder's.
That was a funny ass video.
That was hilarious. And even you seen this Shannon Briggs one when he's taunting him as well?
Yeah.
That was good. But
you see that one, Kimo?
I did not see that. You got to send it to me.
Yeah, I'll send it to you. But yeah, Wilder Washington, Kimo, and then on the card we had Brazil versus Ugono, which was a great fight as well.
Oh man, if this guy steps in with AJ, it's over. I'm telling you right now, man, AJ will fucking knock this fool out flat, cold. He is so sloppy with his feet. I mean, it's just incredible. I mean, he probably has the worst legs. You know, in if you look at all the top fighters in boxing, he probably has the worst footwork, man. It just looks really, really terrible. I mean, to be out jabbed by an American football player for 5 rounds and then land a big punch and get away with it because the other guy was slowing down as well. I mean, it's not impressive, man. I understand that the guy is struggling with injuries sometimes, and you've been through a rough patch with Povetkin, but it's bad news for him, man. If he steps up with a top level heavyweight,
Kimo, do you think
AJ is just
sorry to interrupt? Do you think Hay would do a number on Wilder?
I think Hay could. I mean, especially at his age. I think Hay could struggle a little bit maybe with the size and the reach. I mean, Wilder could land on him as well. And he is quite tall and massive compared to Hay, you know, in terms of length and reach. So I'm not too sure about that.
He's got deceptively quick hands too.
Yeah, I don't know. That's a good fight, Cam, by the way. I mean, that's a really good fight, but I don't know. I could easily see.
Have you never had the room?
Yeah, and Hay put hands on him, didn't he? That's what I heard.
Well, I mean, they
two
put out that video that was very well cut up to make it look like Hay was kicking the shit out of Wilder.
Nah, but there's two rumors. There's one rumor where Wilder knocked Hay out, and the other rumor is that Hay hit Wilder so hard that the spar had to get stopped. That literally Wilder started seeing like some bright light.
Maybe both happened. I mean, I think they both hit plenty hard enough to knock each other out.
Exactly. So it's probably both true.
I could see Hay kind of, with his faster feet, just kind of getting in and landing a big right hand or something like that. Like I could easily see that happen. But at the end of the day, Wilder could clip him with anything and hurt Hay bad. So it'd probably be a really fun fight, a gunfight. Like just a shootout.
And Hamada, you saw this fight, didn't you?
Yeah, saw this fight. Wilder was poor, man, pretty much. He weren't throwing much. And then he landed that right hand. It was weird because Wilder threw the jab, and then there was a split second in between the right hand to come behind it. And it's like Washington stayed there and watched it come and hit him. Like, do you know what I mean? Like, he didn't anticipate that the right hand was coming. He just stayed there. And then bang, the right hand came, and the finish was real messy. I mean, honestly, if I was to throw punches like that in the gym, my coach would kick me out and send me home.
It's kind of an early stoppage too, because it's not like Washington was completely defenseless.
Them windmill punches, I mean, I'm sorry, that's unacceptable. Especially from a professional boxer. I mean, I found it hilarious though. Like the way he was throwing the.
Yeah, the optics look really bad. Like when you talk about oh yeah, it's the heavyweight champion of the world. Like people, they think of Evander Holyfield and Riddick Bowe and Muhammad Ali, and then it's like you look at Wilder and the way that he throws those punches, and it's like, what the hell? Like, what is that?
Boxing's going backwards.
He's swimming, man. That's what it looks like.
Yep.
Yo, Cam, one more fight that I watched that I wanted to bring up. Sorry, it was on the Eubank undercard. Was David Price, man?
Yes, yeah, I wanted to talk about that as well.
Price.
What a war!
Fucking hell. David Price got iced again. I mean, what is he doing? He looked like he was leaning over the rope to have a word with Dave Caldwell. Oh, mate, it was awful. It was awful, man. I mean, it was poor, man. I mean, losing to the Hammer is that is an L, because Hammer is probably the most that was probably the most hand-picked ranked opponent for David Price to get a win against and look good. Hammer's shit, man. Let's be real. Hammer's not top 20 in the heavyweight division, and David Price was meant to win. This was meant to be a showcase fight against someone that's known. I mean, he fought Fury. Fury beat Hammer with literally so much ease. I remember that fight as well. He just kept jabbing and literally jabbed his head off, and David Price lost to him. I mean, Dave Caldwell taking L's. I mean, it was... I even saw the little interview last week where Dave Caldwell kind of lost it with the Sky interview. Where he was like, oh, this fight's different to the David Price fight. You could tell
I've seen that.
You could tell it's proper getting to him, his guys losing and stuff and people making fun of him and stuff. It's really getting...
He's becoming the new Joe Gallagher, man.
Yeah. At least Joe can handle it a bit better, but he completely lost it, man.
Guys, I'm not joking.
I know exactly.
I'm not joking, right? But if you Google David Price, the first result is his own website, and it says David Price, big horrible heavyweight, and I'm not even joking.
Is that his own website?
Yeah.
Is he taking the piss or what? What the fuck?
I don't know. It's not a great tagline to have on your own website.
You know what the thing is, though, man? I don't know why, but I love watching David Price fight. I don't know why. It's just it's you know when you're watching one of these programs where there's like a car crash or something, or like and it's you're not supposed to be enjoying it because it's just tragedy, but you can't take your eyes off of it. Like that's the same with me and David Price. When I found out that he was facing Hammer, like I was like, hold on a second, this Hammer guy. I mean, obviously he's not good, but he can box a little bit, you know. Like, hold on, this is gonna be a fucking scrap, right? Because anybody that's like remotely decent level opposition is gonna have a fucking war with this guy, and it's always this just disaster waiting to happen, and then he gasses out, and it all just falls apart so tragically in every fight. And I don't know, man. It's just great entertainment for me. I really don't know why, but I thoroughly enjoy it. I really enjoyed this fight. I mean, I thought it was great. So I know it sounds a bit cruel, but I would still watch David Price against like European level guys. I think it's great. Just for entertainment.
Big stiffity. I mean, could you imagine if he fought Joshua in December?
He'd die.
What would have happened? I mean, his gas tank is so bad, man.
Twitter's so cruel as well. Have you noticed people were like scouring through his tweets, finding stuff where you would say about I'd knock out Joshua or Joshua wouldn't have a chance against me. And as soon as he got knocked out against Hammer or stopped against Hammer, people were just retweeting these tweets he put out in December and November. Man, it's a cruel, cruel world.
Oh no, man! But his gas tank's horrible, man. I mean, apparently he was really heavy as well for this fight as well, like, and they were calling him the big truck. So, the big truck, the big truck's wheels came off. That's for sure.
It's such a sloppy mess as well because he's always gassed on the ropes, and then you see like Hammer. Hammer's also tired, so he leans against him, and he kind of just pulls David's arms to the side and then just whacks him with an overhand, you know, like this
is like two drunk men having a fight, don't it?
Yeah, exactly. And one is a little bit in worse shape than the other, you know. So the one is just outlasting the other drunk fuck, you know. It's really great, man. Oh, God, I hope he fights another like European level fight. It's going to be epic. And then he's going to gain 20 more pounds and be like, oh, this is the solution, you know. I'm much heavier and stronger now.
He was redrained.
He has to retire, man. He is done. Like, I mean, losing to Hammer. I mean, I'm sorry, man. Like, at this point, someone like Dave Allen would probably beat David Price. Honestly, all Dave Allen's got to do is get to the 5th or 6th round, and that's it. Price is done.
Yeah, I'd pick Allen over Price.
You think Dave Allen would beat him? I think so.
Yeah, I would. I'd pick him over. I actually think that fight would probably happen. Like, Hearn would still probably put that on, to be honest.
Oh, mate. Did you see what Dave Allen was doing today at the weigh-in?
No.
He put a sock in his underwear. To make it look like he's got a really big cock.
Why is Allen on this undercard anyway? It's like, this pay-per-view undercard is terrible.
Terrible. Oh, mate.
Paulie versus Eggington. What the fuck?
Fucking.
Oh, I hope he goes to sleep. He looked very drained, by the way.
That's a super fat man. What are you talking about?
He's a superstar.
I hope Egg ices him. Oh, that would be
from Brooklyn to the world, man.
Team Eggington, man. Come on, Team Eggington. Come on, Eggington.
Yeah, big time, man.
Kimo,
I think he beats him. I think Eggington beats Paulie, man.
I don't know. I want him to win, but I could see him getting schooled a bit as well, you know.
No.
Did you see Malignaggi at the weigh-in, man? He looks fucked, dude.
No, I've not seen him.
He's got nothing left, Cam. He's got nothing left. He looks drained as fuck. He looked completely shit on his last fights as well. His legs are gone. I mean, he is done, man. I swear. Eggington is going to walk him down and hit him in the body.
He does gain a lot of weight between fights. Probably does.
I think this is going to be worse than the Frankie Gavin fight. I think Eggington is going to be able to hit Paulie. Paulie can't move around like he used to, and Paulie has no punching power at all. Like, he will never be able to keep Eggington up. Eggington has a good chin. And like I know people bring up the Bradley Skeet fight, but Skeet's young, Skeet's fresh, Skeet's fast, Skeet's tall as well. He's got long arms. Egerton's fucking. Have you seen them standing next to each other? Egerton's towers over man and RG.
Yeah, Skeet's a beast, man.
He's a sly beast. Like he's got a bit of beast. I like Skeet though. I've always liked Skeet, and people thought I was trolling. You know, back in the day when I used to talk about Skeet, I used to talk him up, and people thought I was trolling, but Skeet's the truth, man.
I remember
everybody on the coalition likes Skeet for some reason. Even Leon's a fan of him.
I remember when we first started the show, and like Americans had never heard of Skeet, and they thought, "What? That's actually his name."
Oh,
God.
What about O'Hara Davis against Dirty?
And Derry's done. Plus, he's up at 140 now. It's at a weight he shouldn't be. I think O'Hara beats him. Whether he stops him, I don't know.
Him.
You think he stops him?
Definitely.
I don't know. He's a bit soft.
I don't know. Like, I kind of rate O'Hara a bit. You know, I don't know. I rate O'Hara a bit more than I rate Luke Campbell, to be honest. and Luke Campbell stopped Derry. Especially, and he's moving up to 140. I mean, this fight, yeah, honestly, this is a joke fight. The only reason why this fight was made is because, yeah,
Twitter.
They're trying to sell this narrative where Liverpool versus London. You know that, innit?
Yeah.
Because you got Hay and Bellew in the main event. They're trying to make this the co-main to make it seem like, Liverpool. So all the Liverpool fans come down. Fuck this, man. This is a bullshit fight. Derry's done, and Derry's going to get stopped, man. And O'Hara's been a cunt, man. Like, O'Hara Davis's behaviour has been appalling, man. Have you seen it, Davey?
I haven't. Like, give us a lowdown on what he's been doing.
Oh, mate, he's just been talking crazy shit. Like, I don't know, I saw some videos on Twitter where he's slagging off the people that have turned up to the press conference, calling them you mugs and saying, you guys took the day off to come watch my press conference from your £7 hour jobs. And,
I saw that.
And yeah, and he was saying things. He kept saying, "You guys are paying me. I'm getting paid. And I mean, it was real scum. I mean, scumbag behavior, man. I mean, bottom of the barrel, man. I mean, maybe that's what you find down at Hackney, innit? So, yeah.
Sly little jab towards Hackney there, Hamada. All right. Breaking news, Shams. Thanks to Shams 1000, I just confirmed it. It's on Boxing Scene as well, saying Berto versus Porter to be announced for April 22nd. This is one of those fights where like no one's asking for it, no one wants to see it. It's like unnecessary fight.
It's probably going to be a horrendous fight to watch. Both guys like to hold and just make it into a sloppy mess.
Or at least it keeps Berto from fighting, the better valued opponents. Because, for whatever reason, he keeps getting these big opportunities against high level guys. So at least it's against Porter instead of somebody better, ranked higher. And Porter's going to beat the shit out of Berto, man. Yeah. He's going to beat his ass.
But Cam, on a positive note though, because I mean we do have a lot of great fights coming up, man. And it was really the right time to do another show because, I mean, some of the shit that we got coming up. I mean, I'm pretty pumped about the GGG fight as well, despite what people say. And Lemieux against Stevens, that's going to be a crazy brawl. I can't wait for that.
Don't you think that's going under the radar a bit? But I guess it's to the point that there's so many other good fights that's getting a bit forgotten about.
Yeah, I mean, so many good fights, man. We got Joshua Klitschko as well. I mean, we got Turbo Terry and the Unbeatables, man.
Even like Liam Williams is a really good domestic fight.
Turbo Terry and the Unbeatables. I must say that kind of upped most Sky Sports slogans there. That was really good. Shout out to Box Nation, and they're giving you the Golovkin fight as well, right?
Yeah, we got Golovkin fight. We got Canelo versus Alvarez. Box Nation. Like, if you're a boxing fan in the UK, you can't not have Box Nation. There's so many good cards that they provide you. It's not even
you got Tommy Langford against Kurt Sees, man. That's another war.
I think that's a good fight.
It is.
Dude, I've been waiting for Curtis to get back to it, man. Ever since that, man, I remember I gave him Fight of the Year with Douglas, man. That guy's a fucking beast.
You only give him Fight of the Year because his trainer was saying, like, Mike Tyson.
Yeah. No, the whole thing was just hype, man. I fucking love that fight.
I actually can see him
It's
like
Kurtzside fighting Tommy Langford.
Yeah, he's fighting Chris.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's in Leicester in a couple of weeks.
God.
But I think like the pressure can get to Langford, you know, like Kurt Seeley just comes with that pressure, and like I think he might break Langford down. But it's actually
Do you know what that is though, Cam? You know, he was mandatory for Billy Joe,
so they give him step aside and said fight Langford.
So basically, you know what Frank Warren's done? He's basically fed Langford to save Billy Joe, saying like, "Yo, you're gonna have to take one for the team here."
True, but true. But I think he's also given Langford the opportunity. Well, like if you beat this dude, then you get Billy Joe. So I think it's like a gift and a curse.
Kurtzside is gonna kill Tommy Langford. Like Kurtzside's a beast, man.
Yeah, because
I remember that Douglas fight, man.
That was a great fight, man.
That was epic, man. That Douglas guy has never been seen ever since.
Oh, he's done. He ended his career, man.
Yeah, he's basically ended that guy's career. No one's seen or heard of Douglas ever since.
Hamada, let me tell you, that was one of the most vicious beatdowns I have seen in a long time, man.
Yeah, definitely. I agree.
That was
that
corner is a disgrace, but it also because it went on for so long, and the problem was that he was still throwing and he was still in the fight, but I mean that kid took so many clean shots, so many powerful fucking hooks. I mean that's like Glenn Tapia, you know, like you're still a young dude, but you take a life-changing beatdown where you're never going to be the same again.
Yeah.
Brutal,
now this is.
Man.
It's good you mentioned Tapia because this is the equivalent of like Kirkland Tapia. Like Kirkland, the way Kirkland smashed up Tapia, this is what's going to happen to Langford, man. I feel sorry for Langford, man. This is a tough ask for him, man. I mean, Billy Joe didn't want to fight Kurtzside. Like, you don't know that, right? Like, they gave up step aside money because like they didn't want to fight this guy.
Billy Joe in the current state that Billy Joe is in, he would get eaten up by this beast, man.
Yeah, they're worried for Billy Joe. Like, if they're worried about Billy Joe fighting him, I mean, Tommy Langford's getting sent to the wolves, man. Like, this is a tough one for him, man.
Yeah. Neota, I want to pick your brains about something. Again, Shams has mentioned it, but I did read it, I think either yesterday or might have been earlier on today, about this card at StubHub in April. Seems like HBO turned it down and it's going to be a pay-per-view. Oscar Valdez, Miguel Mariaga, Zudo Ramirez is on there against Max Bursak. And is Jesse Magdaleno on that card as well?
Yeah, he's supposed to be on there. I'm not sure who his opponent was supposed to be, though. Do you have it listed right there?
Adilson dos Santos. I think they shipped over a Brazilian.
Yeah. I'm trying to remember who. I've seen that guy fight before. In any case, it's no wonder why I think they turned it down because, I mean, it's a very easy win for Magdaleno, easy win for Ramirez. Valdez fight is legitimate. That's a legit fight. Him and Mariaga. And then I guess the fourth fight is going to be Vesputin and Prescott. And I mean, that's just a poor card, man.
It just shows as well that HBO not giving no fucks about boxing these days.
Yeah, I mean, somewhat, but I mean, you'd think that they'd be able to at least put it on like HBO Latino or something like that with this card, but that's like that. They really don't give a damn, and then whatever deal they have with Top Rank, I guess it doesn't go very far, or at least it doesn't really go beyond like maybe like a fight-to-fight type thing with regard to like Terrence Crawford and Manny Pacquiao specifically, and them actually having to approve the opponents that they fight. Otherwise, they'll just say, fuck you, go put it on your own pay-per-view, basically.
Yep.
Really unfortunate, because, I mean, when HBO does it right, they put on some pretty good fights. I mean, even earlier this year, it wasn't a great fight so much as a great performance, but Burchelt against Vargas, I thought it was really good. And even fights like that, it's like they don't really seem to capitalize on them when they should be really able to.
Yep, HBO, man. We need more Lampley, but we're getting less. It's unfortunate.
Yeah. Well, we'll get. It's next week, right? Golovkin and Jacobs.
Yeah, but
or is it 2 weeks from?
I need new material for a future intro. Like Lampley's not giving me any good quality these days. It's gonna be Kimo. It's all gonna be Adam Smith saying quality operator.
I've heard Paul Smith now use that term as well, man.
I think
Everybody
anyone
in
called
Sky
Smith just uses it as their basic terminology.
Yeah. Yeah, man. Lampley's not in his prime anymore, man. He doesn't give us those great quotes.
He's in the
Sky's
twilight.
gone downhill as well.
Yeah. I hate to say it, but I do miss Howling a bit, serious. After all the shit I used to give him, Kimo, I do miss him a bit. Because I think both Smiths are pretty terrible. When Adam's on and when fucking Paul's, I think Paul Smith is awful. Sometimes he gives like good technical things, but a lot of the time he's shit, man.
Paul Smith's voice and accent, regardless of the dumbass that he is, his voice and his accent just doesn't suit broadcasting, in my opinion.
It's not TV friendly.
Yeah, it's not pleasant to hear, and it doesn't generate excitement. He doesn't have a broadcast type of voice. He just doesn't.
It's like, no, I'm not being like rude to Scouse or anything, but it's just like Jamie Carragher. Like they're just their accents and that just doesn't come across well on TV. I don't know why. It just doesn't. Like, honestly, I'm not even joking. There's a few people I know that have actually said to me like, what is he saying? Like, do you know what I mean? Like, needing translation for a Scouse accent. I mean, fucking hell, mate. Crazy. But yeah, man,
I'm happy.
Wallen's a beast.
God, it's so nice to hear you guys say that, man.
Earlier today, I saw a video of the Makabu Belly fight, and like his commentary was epic. Like when Belly knocks him out, it was epic, man. It was crazy. And how can they? I don't get why Sky would get rid of him, because he was the ultimate company man. Like, he used to big up the Matchroom fighters and all that, and he used to build hype, man. Like, he was a hype man. And like, to get rid of him and bring in Adam Smith to do the play-by-play, it's just, Adam Smith is just, he comes across so like feminine. Like, you know what I'm trying to say? Like, he just, and it's like he's kind of screaming where he's commentating. Like, when things start to get a bit, interesting and stuff, he starts screaming and shouting. Whereas Holland just had the perfect voice, where his voice would just go through, and it's just like, it will flow nicely. But I don't know, man. Yeah, man, I kind of miss him as well.
Oh well, bring back Holland.
Wow.
Let's start a campaign, Kimo. # bring back Holland.
I don't know what I'm hearing, man. This is a beautiful thing, but you know that song, you don't know what you got till it's gone, man. This is exactly it. You guys are all fucking hating, and now that he's gone, you don't know what you're missing, man. You got these mediocre and who is that other guy that did the Gavin McDonnell card? Who's the lead commentator? I don't even know who that is.
Andy
But
Clark.
he's not. What's his name?
Andy Clark.
Andy Clark. Well, he just doesn't do it for me either. I mean, to be honest, the Channel 5 commentary team, they're fucking great, man.
Yeah, they are.
Oh god, during that Josh Taylor fight, that was fucking genius. That got me hyped up. But yeah.
All right.
Anyway,
I think we should wrap it up soon because it's late over there for you, Kimo. Anyone got anything else you want to add for tonight's show, or should we wrap it up?
Povetkin wound up getting suspended indefinitely by the WBC. Wasn't sure if you saw that.
Thank God.
thank God for that.
Yeah, they fined him a quarter mil also. So
That's pocket change.
yeah, that's nothing. But at least the suspension, it looks like they're at least practicing what they're trying to be preaching to some degree.
Yep. All right. Shall we wrap it up?
Yeah, I think we've gone through pretty much everything. All right, maybe real quick. Yeah,
Kimo.
go on. Yeah.
You know what I'm hyped for?
What?
209.
Well,
But
we'll
Khabib's
talk
not fighting.
offline.
Khabib's off the card, man.
Yeah. No, we'll
I'm
discuss that
excited, bro.
offline in a second.
I wanted to watch Khabib, man.
Yeah, but real quick, just let me know straight up. Spence or Brooke, who you picking?
Spence.
Draw. No, I'm joking. I'm going Brooke, man. I'm going Brooke.
I haven't made my mind up, but we'll do that on the next show.
But them fights, like we said earlier, innit? We have to wait until the weigh-in and see how Kell Brook looks on the scales. This is a bag of bullshit, man. You know what I'm trying to say?
I don't think the fight happens, man. I think Brooke is going to fight Jarrett Hurd.
Nah, signed.
Oh, stop it, bro. Come on, man.
Now, I've actually heard it's
Hey,
not,
guys.
I've heard it's not signed at the moment. It's still not signed, even though they've kind of announced it. It's not signed as far as I know. Sorry,
the
Dan.
Brook fight?
Yeah, the Brook fight. What were you going to say, Dan?
Yeah,
Sorry.
but he's on the magazine with balls of steel. He has steel balls, bro. You can't turn back on that.
I mean, I got to work on time this morning. I got balls of steel in it. I mean, it's only mandatory for me to be on time to work today. So I don't know. It's weird.
Hey,
it's weird how Calvin's
speaking
getting
of-
credit. It's mandatory.
I just got done with work, so can you guys stay on for another couple hours?
Nope.
Fuck it, let's do it.
No, I'm kidding. Yeah, so regarding the Brook, but that's how most fights are, aren't they? Most boxing fights, they don't get signed until like the day of or like the week of.
No, that's true. I actually heard something like that. Like,
Yeah. I mean, that's what
Yeah,
I've heard
yeah.
from my sources.
now last week I actually saw.
voice sources.
You know that last week, you know Washington, the Washington
Yeah.
dude. He
Uh-huh.
actually tweeted like on the Wednesday or Thursday, where he was actually signing the contract, saying, "I've just signed the contract for the fight." And I thought to myself, like, "What the fuck? Like, shouldn't you have done that months ago when this fight got made?" Like, but it's,
No, but he was
What
a
the
late.
fuck?
He was a late replacement, Hamada. Wilder's
Yeah, it was
recent
Woolrich.
opponent got popped for drugs,
Yeah.
so Washington came in late. But yeah, you would have thought that you would have
It was
signed it a
was
bit
it-
earlier.
Yeah,
no,
like
but
4
I
weeks
actually,
notice.
what's it called? The other day when I was in the gym and I was speaking to my coach, and he was telling me that happens a lot more than you think. Like, a lot of these fighters, they don't sign the actual contracts. They receive the contracts, like they get it sent to them and stuff, but they don't sign it until actually like fight week.
See, I
Which
found
is-
that
which I was
interesting because
surprised. I was
why would
thinking,
you
what
put
the
so
fuck?
much effort and putting on a show and selling tickets when like the contract's not even signed? It's like seems strange to me.
Yeah, like,
Yeah, it's
that's
just
what I
poor-
was thinking. I was baffled.
It's just poor business, bro. I mean, coming from me, like, it's just not good. Just follow up work and just, dotting your I's and crossing your T's,
Pied Piper would
No.
never let that happen, would it, Dan?
A piper. No, in all seriousness, though, that is ridiculous, though. I don't understand why those contracts wouldn't be signed, right away, because in the, I know in the UFC, like, they signed the contracts immediately. And not to bring UFC into it, I'm just saying it's relatively kind of similar competitive sports. You would think that in boxing, shit would just get done before like any kind of anything else is getting promoted or being sorted out. So I don't know.
And it makes sense because a lot of fights that do like fall through never really get rescheduled. Do you know what I mean? Like when someone pulls out, then that's it. They just start fighting other people and stuff because like they haven't signed anything to fight each other, so they don't have to.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know anything. In all seriousness, though, I really do want to just get my hands on one of those contracts. I'm really curious as to what it like breaks down. Like what the like I've always been curious about the stipulations in terms of like what the ramifications are if certain things fall through and whatnot. Because you got to think, man. Like in boxing, so many things get fucked up, and so many things like you just can't plan for. Like I can't imagine. That's an easy task and kind of overseeing everything and making sure that everything is kind of like being taken care of. And if you think about it, if they're signing their contracts on the week of and with all that other shit that you have to keep track of, like just that doesn't seem very smart.
Agreed. All right, guys, let's call it a night. Kimo.
Asshole. I hate it when he does that, Kimo. He'll just say agreed. Or he'll say cool.
It's just trying to move on. What do you want me to do?
Like Like after, like I'll talk some bullshit, and then he says, "Cool."
That's so true, by the way.
Yeah, seriously.
Agreed.
I remember when Cam came, when we were chilling in LA, we were just having this like deep conversation. I was telling him about my life, like my parents and my struggle, and then at the end, he was just like, "Cool." I was like, "Oh, you fucker." Bro.
Fuck you.
Like, whatever.
All right.
Like, whatever. Catch me outside.
Kimo, Hamada, Dan, Naota, always a pleasure. Let's get out of here. Thank you, guys. I want to thank all the guys in the chat and all the guys that download the show week in, week out. We'll be back on Monday. Peace.
You just listened to the Boxing Coalition.
Oh, dude, man, I love boxing. I fucking love boxing.
A big shout out to the Boxing Coalition.
You're a newbie.
No, I ain't new, man.
If my fucking next door neighbour became the #1 flyweight in the world, you know what I'd do? I'd fucking walk past the cunt.
Derek, how you doing, bro?
I was physically burn you, blood.
I disagree.
First time I hear the show, man, it was fucking badass.
Vamos a Argentina, la concha de su madre.
I see the bomb in them.
I get home and she's like, what the fuck? Me and the kid are here. Why don't you get home and talk to us? I'm like, man, you guys don't know shit about boxing.
Kel, how does it feel to be the new IBF champion?
Feels great. Did we really dive into the black hole right off the jump?
I think he's hiding glass. Just to play devil's advocate. You want one portion of crow or 2 portions of crow?
Give me 2 portions with a supersized fries and a large drink, please.
I can't stand him, what? I'm Scottish. Cringe side?
But you won't rush Anthony fucking fat ass Joshua, would you? He's not fat.
How about you tell us what you weigh for your final thoughts?
My weight?
Thank you for listening to the Boxing Coalition. We are live every Monday, 10 p.m. to 1 a.m. UK time, 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. Eastern.